8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. Liftoff.
What's up? What's up? I knew that was going to happen. I was like telling myself to pay attention so I would get the commercial on the overlay so it wouldn't cut to us with like these bare faces, but I let y'all down. So super sorry about that. What's up, Sarah? How are you?
Great. Thanks for having me on. I'm excited to do some Assiniboia Downs with you both and play in some StableDuel games. You got a free one going. You got another one going for people. So Monday Night Racing.
That's right. We upped the ante this week. We added $500 to the guarantee in the 25. So super exciting. And then we've got Trusty Picks, a.k.a. Dennis Trusty down here. What's up, Dennis? How are you?
Good. Ready to get Assiniboia going and hopefully beating... I want to beat everybody, but if I can just beat Shu, it's mission success tonight. So
it is. I think there's a few people trying just to beat him. So if anybody's tuning in right now, on my Twitter account, I added Saratoga box seats for opening Saturday and Sunday to the mix. You have to play in the $25 game. And you have to go to my Twitter, or if you want, just hit me up here in YouTube so we can put on the comments with your stable name for the entry. And we're going to pick 2 players that play in the $25 game to win a box on Saturday seats or box seats on Sunday for opening weekend at Saratoga. We've got Enrique Ass Downs. I know, but it's cool. We like it. It is what it is. Need the ass man. So I never heard this until this year about now, and I'm gonna butcher his name because the other way I feel like really sounds wrong coming out. But it's not Asmussen. Sarah, do you know how to say it? It's Asmussen? Right?
I think it's supposed to be Asmussen, but it's like we all got used to saying Asmussen, and like I can't stop saying it, so I just call him Steve. That's what I just get around and Steve. Like we all know who we're talking about. So
we'll call, and I'm sure he's heard the Ass Man before. So I mean, I'm not that loaded that I would do that in front of him, but it could happen. It could happen. So. What's up, Enrique? Nice to see you, talk to you, and glad you're tuning in. We've got other people here as well. Comment where you're from, what your stable names are, if you're playing in the free, if you're playing in the 25. Sarah just set her stable, so she's in. Are you in both?
I'm in the free.
You're in the free, and Dennis down here is in the free. I put a pseudo stable together, but I have done very, very bad, so I won't even tweet that out where people think that they should follow, because don't do that. It wouldn't be good. But a couple things. So we've got, I think, about 15 minutes until the game locks. So StableDuel games lock all the time at first post. So you've got to get 10 horses selected within your $50,000 budget. And then you can play against everybody else. If you're looking for payouts, because Dennis did not know this, and how many games have you played, Dennis?
I think 5-ish or so. About that. More than 5, at least 5.
More than 5. If you are looking for the payout schedule, an update is coming, guys, but go to the menu and then click how payouts work, and you can see what the payouts are there projected. Really cool in the $2,500 game, $500 to the winner, top 25, double their entries minimum. So you just got to finish in the top 25 to double your entries. So, see, you're getting called out over here, Dennis, playing the free rolls. But he does good picks, so you gotta pay attention here. Let's get some StableDuel stuff going. Nice to see you, Sarah and Bri, and of course, Dennis. Nice to see you as well. Thanks for tuning in. This is gonna be super fun. I'm pumped.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It
definitely
will be.
We were talking about some of like the pros and the cons of Assiniboia. So Assiniboia is like way up there in Canada and Manitoba, and we're currently on the March to Manitoba Derby, which is August 1st. So that's going to be a huge game in the StableDuel app. But tonight we have a Derby trial, $35,000, couple imports. That's kind of who I'm on. I'm sure we're going to get to talk about that. But everything is leading up to August 1st, in the StableDuel app, and a lot of these races as well are preps for the Manitoba Derby. It's only 7 races, pretty quick, decent sized fields, if you will, but it's a bit chalky. So it becomes difficult to try to fade favorites, which my rebellious attitude always does. And that's why Sarah almost will always beat me, because she's much smarter than the rebellious attitude in her. You actually cash tickets.
Oh,
but
man.
Sarah, what are your favorite parts of Assiniboia? What's kind of the challenges and struggles?
I mean, look, we all hate picking short prices. Like there's a 1 to 9 right now in the opener, and it makes you want to cringe to be like, how are we going to beat this favorite? How are we going to beat some money or make some money here? But with a track like this, it's like you can almost always rely on these super short prices when it's a little bit more even. Like you have a 2 to 1, or you have like 1 4 to 5 or 1 6 to 5, or the board is more open. This is a track I feel like you can really watch the board, and it's a they knew kind of situation more often than some of these other more competitive places. So I do well here because I'm willing to just say, hey, the favorites are likely going to win, and you just go with it and trust them, versus some other tracks where you try to get more creative and find those prices.
What about, so Dennis, you said that you played this track. This is the crown you wanted us to put on. You played this track before COVID. So you have to be the pro here. So what are your favorite parts about the track? What are some of your challenges that you see with the format that they give?
Well, I think Sarah said most of it is it does have its favorites a lot, and that is a good thing and a bad thing. But I will also say, too, this track is maybe about 2 a night, at least 1 a night. You will get a horse that's going to pay at least $25. And the reason why that is, I don't know why. You'll get a horse that was 5 to 1 last time out for the same condition, ran a bad race, come back next time, and they don't play the horse. And all of a sudden it runs to the 5 to 1 shot odds that it was supposed to run last time. I don't know why they do that like it is, but hey, I'll take it. That's what makes this track so good. And plus, I think once it gets later on into the meet and they start running more 2-turn races, I think that a lot of the speed kind of starts fading out of this track, if that makes sense.
Well, I don't remember this from last week, at least last Monday. This is the first time there's been like a true first-time starter. Is that right? Not first time, but there's one race that they're all first-time starters, complete babies. I mean, it's still super chalky, but that's you'll pay attention to the live odds for sure, and you could definitely get a big price with some of those. But morning line to live, a lot can happen. Morning line definitely matters in the StableDuel app because that's what you're picking. So if you can think that a horse is going to go off much shorter price than what it is morning line, like that's a really good strategy to potentially pick a horse in your stable. But so we do have a question. So big question is, why is there no prices between 1,000 and 3,000? So 1,000 is a 10 to 1 morning line. 3,000 is 8 to 1. And nothing from 3,000 to 5,000, basically, blah, 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 blah. So I actually was going to be real defensive real fast and be like, it's not my setting of the morning line. But that's a good point. I'm going to go look into that, and maybe on Twitter or live, I'll have an answer for you, but I don't have one now. So you're just going to have to wait. But good question.
Well, is it that there's no horses between those morning line odds in the program?
Wouldn't there be a 9? What's a 9 to 1? Isn't there 9 to 1s? Because 10 to 1 is 1,000. 8 to 1 is 3,000.
Maybe there's no morning line 10. Oh, there's one. Never mind.
I mean, I will say at least at Assiniboia down to the only track I know that does 7 to 1 morning line. So they do that sometimes to you. But I was going to say, if Bri doesn't know the answer, don't look at me or Sarah.
Right.
I'm gonna see if I can find. I'm gonna see now. I mean, this is gonna kill me.
You gotta know.
I'll find out at like 1 a.m. before I go to bed because I'm gonna have to know, right? So no, we'll definitely circle back if it's not tonight. But love the questions. Keep them coming. For the most part, we know the answers.
I mean, at least you do.
Yeah, 8:22. Let's see how many minutes we have. 12 minutes to go. 12 minutes is plenty of time if you want to set a free ride. It's also plenty of time for the 25 if you've already set your free ride, if you've done the work. And this is something that we're like shaking baby syndrome to Dennis. If you have done the work and put in the work for your free ride stable, check out the payouts in the $25. If you've done the work, risking $25 for a much bigger payout isn't necessarily a bad idea, especially when you're betting pick fives, pick fours, and you could be out because one horse wins. You're not out on a binary result like that with StableDuel. You don't have to win every single race to cash in StableDuel. So that's my PSA. But do we want to hit one of these races? Hit race number 1. And guys, if you're home and you want to tune in and get into the live stream, let me know. Yeah. Send you a link. Keep it somewhat clean.
Actually, I got an idea for us. Sarah, Bri, or myself, what's your best opinion tonight for one race in the StableDuel app?
Oh, StableDuel opinion. Okay.
And this could be most likely winner, or this could be the best value horse too.
So I actually like the 3 in race 1 for a value horse. So 10-1 morning line, bunch of cash is actually the horse's name. So it would cost $1,000. So in these cards, you will have to find a horse much cheaper than $1,000 to survive. You're going to have to find $250 or $750. But I will tell you, this horse, I did not mind. I picked this. This was the first horse I put in my stable. Let's just say that.
Actually, mine as well, but that's because it was the first race.
Wow.
Okay. See, this is why we like you, Dennis. we lose together, baby.
Yes.
There we go. He's already got it in his stable.
Nice. You guys must be on something.
Dudes. This is such a fun group. Guys, get Racing Dudes. If you want, we'll send links for people to get on. Real Dynasty, get on.
Oh, Dennis, please don't have them on. Please don't have them on.
Okay. So
Sarah?
since I named that one, you two give another one.
Man. All right. So one of the products that I get to use at Horse Racing Nation, Charting Horse Value has joined up with us. I don't know if either of you have talked to Jeff Bessa, but his product is super cool. So he has like horses rated by letter grades, and then there's like always one horse or sometimes 2 horses in a race that get a plus. And just something in the data says that like this horse is going to run a big race, or this is one that you want to include. And every time I don't include them, I want to throw things at the wall after the race because they win at crazy prices. And so I used a lot of those horses in my stable because they are very cheap. And then I can use some of these bigger favorites as well. So the 7 horse in the 6th race, that's the stakes race. That's the plus horse for tonight. Only costs $50 in the stable. And I'm going to include, because if this horse gets a piece of it for only $50, I'm happy.
Okay, so race 6, number 7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is Sarah's far out value pick. She likes this one for value.
Lucky Chucky.
Yeah.
Ooh, Lucky Chucky. I like it. All right, Dennis, are you ready to chime in with yours?
Yeah, I'm going all the way to the last race. So race 7, I like the 4, Big Tony. Has won 3 in a row. I think the morning line odds maker made a mistake. I mean, the horse is going up to allowance optional, claiming 10,000. But when you win 3 in a row for 5,000, that's what you're supposed to do, right? And every time the horse has been in, it's been lower than 5-2 in those last 3 races at Assiniboia. And it's 15-1 with Antonio Whitehall aboard. So I think there's some good value in there.
So just
I got it at 500.
There we go. See, I was just trying to double check. Hold on, let's edit. Boom. Big Tony. And I remember Big Tony running because I had people tweeting it out. So Big Tony. And that's the other thing that you can see in some of these. There's a horse that's running, a week back, and the trainer stats running horse 1 to 7 days is not so bad. So cool things that you don't see at other tracks. You see that a lot in trotters, but we don't see it a lot in thoroughbreds. So I'm interested to see how that horse does. I have to go back and look. Do y'all know who I'm talking about?
No,
You're like one. I'm pretty sure she won last time out, but it was last week. She ran last Monday, something like that, and she's running again. And the trainer's odds are actually pretty darn good.
I mean, I've seen it before here, so it doesn't surprise me.
Oh, here we go. Secret Avenger in race 4. Won last time out, 2 3/4 lengths. Inside held well. Back running at the same distance, same level. 27% the trainer has done 1 to 7 days.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I didn't have that horse, but definitely it's because of the price, though. That's what makes StableDuel so interesting, so difficult, is you can pick the best horse in one race. You can't do that every race. So that's the hard part about this game.
That's what makes it fun. Okay. Lots of things are going on. Makes it fun.
Oh, is that a little feedback?
I'm playing back myself by accident. Technology, what a boomer. Okay. How many minutes do we got now? Someone just called me that I'm sure they're calling about the live stream. I can't answer the phone on the live stream. All right, 5 minutes to post. If you are setting your stables, you have 5 minutes. Don't get shut out. It is literally the worst feeling in the world, and there's nothing we can do about it. If you get shut out, you get shut out. My pick to click at a cheap price on StableDuel should be closer to 10 to 1. Oh, here we go. I missed it earlier. For StableDuel race 4, number 5, 20 to 1 morning line. That's his pick. I like it. Race 4, 20 to 1. Hold on. We're going. I printed these out so that I didn't have to like openly stare with my mouth open at the computer while I look at all this stuff. Instead, I can do that down here. Race 4, number 5, Mission Reality. Okay. So Chow, the jock, did really well for me last time out, but I don't love the horses that he's on this time.
Yeah.
So is there any jockeys that you all kind of grab onto at Assiniboia, follow along, you kind of pick maybe a bit more than some of the other jocks? Is there any jocks that you are big fans of at Assiniboia now? Sarah?
I mean, not yet. I feel like I don't follow the circuit enough to have a favorite jockey here, but I feel like it's one of those things where you keep hearing the same name over and over again, and you're like, oh, okay, I got to pay attention to this guy or gal and make sure I'm keeping an eye on their mounts. But I think more than the rider here, I pay attention to who's going to be the speed, just because it carries so well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jacob just asked, your horse doesn't have to win right. So we give points. So StableDuel gives points 1st through 5th. Obviously, the most points goes to 1st, and you get added points for 1st place by lengths won by, and then you get base points 2nd through 5th, and you subtract points by lengths beaten by. So you want to finish as close to the winner as possible. So hit the board, yes. But if you're even in 5th with a $50 and you finish very close, and some of these races, because a lot of them are speed and they're shorter distances, the horses are pretty bunched together. So it's good value picks to play with. But yes, you would like to hit the board, but the whole point is finish as close to the winner as possible if you're not the winner. So that's kind of how you think of the value picks. Is that a good explanation, Sarah? Dennis?
I mean, you know this game better than I do, but yeah, that makes sense.
Sarah's done well, though. Sarah has done well. Dennis is going to do well. I can feel
Dennis is going to do well. Tonight's the night. I feel like this is the time for you to have a breakout performance and win, and then you're going to be hooked forever.
Well, let's see. It's either I win tonight or I don't come back on the show because Bri will never have me back on.
I will have you on for pure entertainment at all times. Okay, so what, if anything, is the annual leaderboard? So our annual leaderboard is something fun just to move up on. But the most important thing here is if you are in the top 100 players at the end of the year, you are invited to a free-to-play $10,000 prize game. Usually Pegasus Day is when we put that. And you're only playing against those 100 players. So that's just a freebie. The more you play, and again, you get points for free games. But the more you play, the more you move up the leaderboard since it's based off of StableDuel points. But yes, we have incentives there. And we are working on updates. They'll have more incentives where we'll have private games for silver status, private games for gold. Those updates are coming soon. So keep playing. I promise there is a reason for the annual leaderboard, just besides it looks so pretty and sexy. But yes, there's a reason.
I got this free t-shirt. So
yes.
Swag
away.
Yeah.
Yep. So you reach rewards levels, you get swag, you get credits, there's all the things. Let me get this banner off of here. What about any of the favorites that you would bet? Bet responsibly, guys. Any of the favorites that you would bet your house on?
This one in the 4.
The 4-horse.
It's on our horses to single report side.
I liked that. Yeah. Bite the bullet, bro. I like the name. There's a lot of name plays tonight. Bunch of cash. Bite the bullet, bro. Yep. Okay. What about you, Dennis?
I mean, that horse does look very tough this first race. I mean, favorite-wise, other than that horse, that's the only one I think confidently you could say. Maybe watch the tote board in the second race and see if anybody's getting bet or anything. I guess if I was going price hunting with the best bet of the night, I would say, and I think a very good deal on the StableDuel app as well, the baby race, the second race. Personally, I don't really recognize any of these trainers besides Devin Giddens. I think that's his name. The only other one I see that I've recognized is Shelly Brown at this track. So, best trainer at the track probably in this race. So, maybe some good value at 9-2. I'd watch the tote board on that horse.
Yeah, so and the ASD live show, they both talked about her and getting 2-year-olds ready. So absolutely. I think Michael Nault, from what they do, I don't know if they compare just the last Mondays or overall, but he was 4th from the trainers, but he's on the board, in a very big strategy, God, what is my word? Big percentage. But I'm a Shelly fan. This one's fun. That's another thing for StableDuel players. If you guys are looking to double up, and you have to double up in this game because of 7 races, one strategy is, but just know that other players are playing this strategy too, is you can double up in a shorter field because you're more likely to get points on your board by hitting 1st through 5th in a shorter field. So there will be a lot of players that doubled up in race 1 and race 2. You will see quick points on the board at Assiniboia for race 1 and race 2. So we've got Tom C's I have the 2 and 3 here in my stable. Perfect. Good luck, Tom. Did you see? Oh, geez. Did not see that. And nice avatar. Jacob said is 21% in the last 3 months. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. Maybe I should screen these comments before I put them up, but it's a live show. What are you going to do?
We'll do it live. We're
going live. Okay. So where are we at? So race 1 should be.
The game is locked.
The game is locked and loaded. Thanks everybody for entering and playing, and good luck. Share your stables here as you say something so we can all follow along. You can actually follow other people's stables in the app by clicking that little binoculars. You can see their profile and a couple other added stuff as well once you click the binoculars. So I'm going to find Assiniboia, put the live, keep the sound off. All right. So it says 0 minutes to post. They're all being ponied up towards the gate. So Kurt and Stretch are the personalities from Assiniboia. They do the ASD live show. They do that every race day at 7:45 Eastern, which is just a little 45 minutes or so before first post. So if you ever wanted something else to listen to, they do a good job at picking. But if you're watching the live feed from your traditional ADW, you can see their picks there. So they're all on the 4 here as well. And that's what Sarah said was this is the one that we would bet our house on if we were betting non-responsibly. So we're going to see if the 4 blows it out. Did anybody bet against the 4?
I mean, StableDuel wise, I had the 3, but Betting wise, I'm not betting the race.
Not betting the race. Okay, what is Armchair Handicapper's name? Do we know? What's your name?
Yeah.
If you want to put it out there. Otherwise, I'm going to call you Armchair.
I think I know his name.
This is like the cool thing and the problem with Twitter. You interact with people so all the time, and then it's like, oh, I know who you are by your,
Well, see, I've actually met him one time at the track, and I can't remember his name. So this is the worst part about,
What's up, Colin? Thanks for tuning in. He's fun. He does great picks and live streams and videos as well. Check Colin out on Twitter. Good luck. I know he's in the free ride. Colin, if you played the 25, good luck as well. There we go.
I thought yeah.
We got a Matt.
Speaking of Matt, where's Matt DeSantis?
He had to work tonight. So I actually, so he won last week's headlining contest. So he was going to come on, but he had to adult tonight. So we're doing a different version of adulting. He's doing his version of adulting. So it was supposed to be. That's right. When I saw Netflix, I was like, let me screen my name. I was like, let me screen this before just putting it up. Mr. Okie Dokie. Well, I'm so glad that you came and played Assiniboia Down. This is going to be fun. Okay, so let's go over. I can't be like razor sharp where he called the race out. One, I think my streaming is always behind everyone else. So you guys would know the winner before I'm even calling the first turn.
Well, that's okay. We won't spoil anything. That's what we do on the show. But I was going to say it sounds a whole lot less noisy in this room for some reason.
Without Razor.
This is about when he does a shot or he yells it out. Shout out to Colin. Shout out to Jacob. Yeah, this is where it is. All right, Colin played against the 4. Yeah, so he didn't pay the $12,000. Oh, they're off, at least for me. They're off and running. Yeah. So
the 4 is in front for me. I don't know if I'm ahead of you or not. But.
Yeah, we can go. Yeah, 4 is in front. They just crossed over the gap. 2 to 5 is the live odds on the 4. 5, 20 to 1 live odds is dropped to 4th. We've got 3 behind the 4, and the 2 is right behind the 4. Yeah, see, this is why I don't call it out.
You could do it. Well, it's easier because the jockeys wear the same color as the saddle towels, so you can just be like yellow, red, white, whatever. So it's much easier to see.
I do kind of. I'm not sure the owners necessarily.
I don't know. This one's starting to give the 4 a challenge.
Yeah. So the 4 hasn't been asked, but yeah, the 1 is coming up to challenge on the turn right now. The jock on the 4 just gave. I don't know.
And it's over.
Yep.
So right now we are sitting at 4-1-2, but the 2's being challenged.
Somebody's coming up the rail, yeah. I think that's a 5.
2 lengths off the 4 and the 1. So what did the 1? So one morning line double time cost you $5,000 in your stable and put 30. I mean, it looks like 39, 38 points on the board. So not bad for StableDuel players if they had the 1. I highly doubt if you doubled up in this race with the 4 that you picked a $12,000 horse and a $5,000. A lot of the mindset would go to pick that $12,000 and then go to, the 15 to 1 or the 1,000. But 4-1, and we'll see who. See, I'm over here talking, and I bet not that was going to pay me anything.
I think it was 4-1-2-5-3.
Wow, you got the whole thing.
Yeah. See, like I said, once you're on Razor's show, once you're on that show, you can kind of pick up numbers and stuff a little bit easier.
There you go.
Curtis, your avatar makes me very nervous to put your comments up. I have to read them. That's all I'm saying. I've only played StableDuel a couple times, but I'm about as good as spending fictional money on horses as OXO is spending real money.
Whoa.
I know that that's a stable and I know that that's a dig, but that's about as far as I can go with it. Okay. Moving on.
At least it's not like I was going
to say that avatar, Curtis, he does do a lot of stuff in the Racing Dudes chat, and they was scared to put his comments up too.
Okay.
So
Curtis is just out here being himself.
Yeah, congrats if you bet the mortgage money. See, there you go. I will say this. So I
Yeah.
lasted 3 months in Australia off of a betting account, betting ridiculous money on black caviar. And it wasn't me that like was really behind it. I had a friend who's like a really good handicapper, and he's like, give me a bank. I'll build your bank so you can, stay here and play for however worked in New Zealand at a horse farm before that. And he would bet like $3,000 on black caviar. And I probably shat myself every single race, but she continued to just add enough that I like had money for 3 months. So it's there.
I've only bet 1,000 to win, I think twice, and both times it was not successul. So
no.
Heck, I've only bet over 100 once.
That's okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was going to bring this up. We're all pretty cliche in the fact that we have horse prints behind us. It looks like you actually have a stretch run, Sarah. What do you have behind you?
I have Hanson in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, actually.
Oh,
I have 4, but that's the one you can see. It's
That's
him
nice. Yeah.
in the stretch.
And Dennis painted that by himself on a typical Wednesday night.
He's actually painting something else right now.
Yeah. No, actually, this is, believe it or not, Churchill Downs did not want this. They threw it away. We had to ask if we can take it, and here it is. So this actually came from Churchill Downs.
That is a similar. So I had an old boss that didn't want this anymore. It was not framed, and there's actually, oh my god, I can't. These live streams make you backwards. There's actually a slight water stain on the side, but I got it framed, and I love it, and it's a really pretty, like it's an actual painting. So I got really lucky on that from somebody that didn't want it. So, one money on Hanson.
Hanson's my buddy. I picked him in the Derby. That was a terrible idea. But the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, I made some good money.
All right, well, let's go. Let's talk some of these races now that we have kicked off. So race 2 is a maiden special weight, $16,000 is the purse. We're going 4.5 furlongs. This is the shortest race on a 7-race card. We have 5 first-time starters. 4 first-time starters. There are pretty low odds morning line here. So I've got to go look and see what we got for live odds. But yeah, you're kind of, I don't know. I think you're a little Hail Mary picking here in general. It's not so much a connections necessarily, or some of the breeding is pretty similar. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't do a deep breed dive here. I kind of looked at I don't know, you've got 50% trainers, but realistically they only brought 4 horses, so they got 2 out of 4. What would be anything that you would look at to pick a horse in this race? Dennis, we'll start with you.
Well, like I said earlier, the trainers, and that's the only one I know is Shelley Brown out of this, really. But I think, too, if we're going off breeding, it's going to be pretty hard to tell Manitoba breds their sires. It's like, who? I've never heard of this horse before, but okay. I mean, so with that said, just pay attention to the tote board. I know that doesn't help StableDuel people, but live betting. And I see first open up, the 3 is 4-5, and the 5 is 5-2, and then they change it back over. Now the 2 is 5-2, and the 5 is 3-1. So there you go. I'm just. What
ADW are you looking at?
I'm just looking at Assiniboia Downs track feed.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine too. That's allowed. Okay.
That's allowed?
Yeah, so you've got well, I was kind of looking at my these are not lining up. So Russian Pearl is 11-1. So on the ASD Live, they actually kind of broke down some of the broodmares. So she herself as a broodmare was a sprinter, had 2 wins. She's had 4 offspring besides this. Not too much to write home on the 4 offspring. So that one doesn't really help. I mean, yeah, I agree. This is kind of a tough race to pick. So, and I think some people, it's not about how you handicap, it's about how you bet. And I'm wondering if this is one of those races, is how you bet to try to get the value of, the short price.
Thank God. Look at Curtis's chat message.
Thanks, Curtis. I should. This is a problem because now I'll be less nervous, and you can probably sneak worse things by me than your last one. And then we got Colin. So Colin went on the 5. Let's see, based in StableDuel, and he liked, and I went based on 5-horse race, and he did take the 5 as well. So that was 9-2 morning line. Let's see, Matt's got Lady Cop. Yeah, this will be interesting. David has 1 and 5 in race 2, so he's a double up there. Who did I pick in my? I think I did Lady Cop in my imaginary StableDuel, and I might have doubled up here. I kind of like the Russian Pearl name personally. If we're going for a name, we got Tom. See, we got every. This is why there's money to be made at Assiniboia Dabs right here. Yep.
Yeah, it seems like the board agrees. They don't know who to bet in here, which is, it's kind of like you want to look for who's moving the board, but it's everybody because I feel like nobody really knows where to go.
Yeah.
Well,
now
I'm
seeing the problem. Yeah.
Russian Pearl was 11-1 when we were just talking about the live odds, and we are currently down to 6-5. And guys, I know my toting skills is not that powerful, so someone put a crap load of money on Russian.
Well, here's where I kind of differentiate. So everything has been moving in the win pool, but the place pool, everything really points to the 2 and the 4. The 2's got $114 on the horse to place. The 4's got $100 on it to place. The next closest one is the 3 with $32, then 20 to the 5, and then 8 on the 1. So this one must be taking some bogus money or something. Or just straight win, and they don't think this horse can hit the board.
Well, in the double pool, the 2 is very much so like clear cut the favorite, and then the 5 is after that, and then it's the 4, and then the 1 is actually going to pay the most in the double. So they don't know.
No one knows.
Nobody knows. I mean, that's 2-year-olds, and they're all first-time starters, and there's not a lot to go off of. Like any baby race you look at, like at Saratoga, you're going to look at the pedigree and the connections, and we're all more familiar with them. But here, I'm like, I don't know this pedigree. I don't know this trainer. The stats are all very small sample size, so it's a toss-up.
All right, well, let's do this. Of the 3 of us, everybody pick one. They have to be different. I'll let you guys go first, and then I'll just pick a third because I'm not afraid of losing. Happens frequently. Sarah, who's your pick in this one?
I'll go with the 2.
2, Double Barrel Delight. Dennis?
I'll go with the 5 just because that's what I've said all along.
Doing the 5. I'm going to stick with Russian Pearl. And that was when it was 10-1, so I don't want to hear riffraff of picking chalk. So Will Page showing Russian Pearl will be way last in betting. 2 and 5 should be the favorite. Sarah, if you made your $1,000 bet here, you'll make somebody 1-9.
Yeah, that's true. I would not spend $1,000 on this race, though.
And then it's the MySpace guy, isn't it? I don't know his name, but his profile pic is the MySpace guy. And I had
I recognize it, but I don't remember what the name is. So
sorry, I feel like we're just letting you down, Curtis. All over.
Well, since we got 14 minutes of this race, I guess I'll ask this question between you two, chat as well. Del Mar, Saratoga, which one? You have to pick one.
See, this is asking like red or blue. Like this is where you start to draw lines in the racing community.
This is civil war in the racing community. You're right.
Okay. Sarah, you go first because I have a very long explanation.
I don't have an explanation. It's Saratoga. It's better quality racing.
All right, let me put this up here so I can get people's
riled up.
Add the banner. Sarah, all right, guys, we want to know what you're going to say. I will say this, and this is sort of a cop-out. If I had to pick between the 2, I'll say Saratoga. I am an upstate New York girl. I'm from Syracuse originally, so I'm Adirondacks, born and raised to a certain extent, so I'm just attached. Del Mar, the first time I went to Del Mar, I was like, this is awful. I don't understand why people love Del Mar. The second and third time, loved it and loved it more. And then you just start going, and it is a gem in its own right. So I do love Del Mar. But Well, yeah. Sorry, guys. So far,
Yeah.
So far,
Yeah.
It's a clean
Dennis?
sweep.
What do you
for
think?
me. It's a clean sweep. I mean, Del Mar is good to go if you're going for entertainment and have fun and do all that kind of stuff. Saratoga's for horse racing people, in my opinion,
That's right.
and that's what I think we all are, except for Vinny.
Well, so Curtis says Del Mar is the only track that gets progressively worse the more levels you go up. Like physical levels you go up.
I think so because the penthouse.
I don't know that there's a bad. I don't know. I don't know that there's a bad place at Del Mar.
It's not fair. It's not fair because I've never actually been, but watching at home, I would rather watch Saratoga just because that's the circuit I follow. I'm a heavy New York bias person. I'll watch Del Mar too, but I mean, it's Saratoga.
That's the other thing. I could argue that Saratoga is more competitive racing, I guess. So
yeah, at least how am I trying to phrase this? Saratoga's cheap horses are better than Del Mar's cheap horses, if that makes sense. I think the only category that Del Mar has Saratoga beat in is two-turn dirt races. I think that their two-turn dirt races are a little bit better, but everything else at Saratoga, the quality of the horses and just the competition, all just align up there. And I think too, this year's going to be really different with some of the Churchill Downs turf horses coming up there. I think that's going to be. I don't know if Chad Brown's going to enjoy that part of it as much.
He'll still have half the field. It's fine.
I think turf racing in the U.S. has gotten better and better year over year. You can definitely, I think, give Woodbine Americans do not give Woodbine enough credit and do not bet enough money there. There are some fantastic horses in racing and competitive fields there, but Breeders' Cup has done a really good job as well. I think turf racing is finally hitting the international map here in the United States, and it's exciting. So
well, especially when you can have Classic Causeway win. So
yes,
yeah.
So did you guys tout Classic Causeway? I love that call out. It was the best.
I will say, day of after scratches, I said it in Racing Dudes chat. I said, how much damage is this horse going to cause being alone on the lead now? Well, he caused a lot of damage. Yeah,
he ruined my day.
He did too. Yeah.
Yeah, the most I saw was like speed, but this horse and this horse and this horse will come back and whatever. And okay, so we have two questions. We have, is Sarah here? Where's Ed?
Surprisingly, I don't live with him. So I know.
Ed probably wouldn't hang out with us if we asked.
I did actually ask. I haven't heard back yet. So.
Okay, now
you could be really busy.
No, here's what he probably did. I'll think about it, and then he clicked on the stream, saw me, and said, "Oh no."
He texted me and he just said "trusty!" exclamation mark, and I said, "Do you want to come on?" And I haven't heard back, so it might be all your fault.
No, it probably is.
Okay, so we're currently number 1. Russian Pearl Live is 5-2. The 2 horse is also 5-2. 3 is 4-1. 4 is the favorite sitting at 2-1. And then 5 is your only potential value necessarily at 6-1. That's the Royal Commando, Shelly Brown, bring the 2-year-old. Someone put in the chat that on debut, Shelly does not have a strong record. So something to note. Something to note.
I will say it's funny though that in this race, there's two trainers, and 2 horses, same trainer, 2 horses, same trainer, and then the 5. Yeah.
People are just starting. They're just we just got to keep this.
Yeah.
Keeneland, and I hate to say this, I don't even think this is a.
This isn't even fair.
Well, you can just kind of like put your hand up to one of those. Not in the way that it's not a great track, but if you're comparing the two, you just can't compare the two.
Well, I mean, one is a turf course and one doesn't. So.
Oh my God.
But here's what I will say in defense of Churchill Downs. That turf course needed it really bad. So if it takes time for them to rip it up and do it right so that it is a very nice turf course, take all the freaking time you need. It needs it. There's a few other racetracks out there that needed it well. So I'm not mad about it. Yeah,
I will say this. The people there at Churchill are a lot nicer and I'm not saying the workers, but the workers are pretty nice too. But the people at Churchill are way nicer than Keeneland. Everything else about Keeneland basically kills Churchill.
You don't think people are nice at Keeneland?
Who's not nice at Keeneland?
Well,
if we're talking about the pop collar, like, do you know who my father is? Like, no, they're a bunch of jerks. But to me,
now we're on the same page with that. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, okay, so you mean like Keeneland guests can be a little more pretentious?
Yes, that's what I meant. Yeah.
I love how that just glided nicely off of Sarah's tongue. A little more pretentious. Yes.
It's just true. I mean, I don't care about who I'm offending. We all dress up to go to Keeneland, and Churchill Downs, I'll go in my shorts and a t-shirt down the road. I'm
not gonna lie, I go to Keeneland in jeans more than ever. But
Ed wore a hoodie on day one, so.
Yeah. Okay, so points were scored for everyone's StableDuel, so we still have time. There's not much to talk about in race 2, guys, so we're obviously filling it with fun banter.
Important questions.
Yes, 6 minutes to post for race 2, so they are just heading on the track. They're putting up hella good numbers for the pick 5 if anybody is playing in the pick 5. But check your StableDuels. Would love to know where you all are at. The points are scored for the first race, and like I said, because people are going to double up in some of these races, they're going to seem pretty high. So right now in the Monday Night Lights, we have J.R. Cooper sitting at 109.25 points. He had 3.
Quick question: Is it bad that I'm negative?
I'm not going to say it's bad. It's like a temporary speed bump for you.
Yeah, it's more like just a semi truck run over me instead of a speed bump. But
no. You have 6 more races. 6 more races to close the gap. And again, so because the 300 stables was reached in the free ride, the top 30 are going to get paid, and we're paying the top 25 in the $25 one. Sarah, where's your stable sitting?
I'm in 47th. So
47th. That's not bad. Not bad
that's
at
pretty
all.
Good. That's much better than me. So
Bar Shoe Life, because I know a lot of people are trying to beat that stable, is currently sitting in 8th. In the $25 one. So that's also not too shabby first time out. But lots more races to go. We'll see how the second race. And so you can click on the stable name and see what the selections are for any of the stables that you're currently playing against. So you can see, race. So the current top spot has Russian Pearl. Maybe that means that I'm real smart since he's winning. So picking Russian Pearl in the Super Maiden race coming out next. All right.
Let's see.
Curtis is spitting out fire. I have to read these before I put them up. That gets political, Curtis. We can't put that up. That's the rule. No politics. Okay. They're on the track.
Good rule.
They've turned on the post parade. We're sitting at 4 minutes to post. This doesn't really have a huge, Assiniboia Downs does not have a huge post time drag, a little bit, but not bad. Usually when it's 0 minutes to post, they are, they're a furlong out from the gate. I don't mind that. It could be way worse.
Mm-hmm. They could be Charlestown.
So Russian Pearl is up to 9 to 1. I'm betting it. 9 to 1.
Ed said that he's finishing up his handicapping, and then I told him to come on. So
beautiful.
Oh, well, that shouldn't take too long.
I know, it's probably already done now.
We're betting 1 to win, and we're going to do an exacta with 1 and Lady Cop because that was in my stable duel. That's what's happening.
That's what's happening.
That's what's happening. Don't let me down.
Wasn't that from like Schoolhouse Rock or something? Verb, that's what's happening.
No,
you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I do. I do.
Yeah.
Over under 15 frozen mini Charleston chews tonight. I say over. I'll put it on.
Is that your go-to?
No, not mine, but it might be Mr. Okie Dokies.
Ooh.
Hey, that's your thing. Could be worse.
Could be alcohol.
Worse. I love the ASD. Yeah. So speaking of ASD cap, so we are giving to the top 3 places in the $25 game. You're going to get a cap and a tee. And since you all love it, should we do someone random in the free ride to win something? Or should we just do the winner? Sometimes it's a kind of feel bad always picking the winner.
You know what? Could you do last place?
Dennis is like, could you do number 46? What?
Yeah. Could you do the mine? No. I was just gonna say it. I'm just throwing an idea out there. Last or middle of the pack, like directly middle, halfway. Instead of the winner, that's a different way.
Okay. See now you're gonna make me do math.
Oh, see.
Well, now we need Ed.
Okay, so 340. So we're looking at one stable 170th. Is that right?
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Okay, so Dennis, you can tweet that out since this was your idea. Whoever finished 170th in the free ride at StableDuel wins an Assiniboia t-shirt or hat.
Man, I don't know how to handicap for 170 something.
So we did pay out like a prize to the last place once, and people tried really hard to get last place. I was like, okay, this is a new handicapping.
Yeah.
So I think it was like $20 or something.
I think we should be able to bet on stuff like that. Like if you bet who's going to finish last, or like what favorite isn't going to win, or like that this horse will be in front early. I would be good at all kinds of stuff like that, except for who is actually going to win.
Yeah, right.
Honestly, I wish that there was a bet for horses to be in front at the. I mean, we're at a point now where live game, betting happens. Wouldn't it be a great idea to have either live race betting or bet to the quarter pole or bet to the half mile pole? Who's in front?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can make odds in that, I'm sure.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, overseas there's a lot more. I know that there's some in race betting you can do. Oh, here we go. So Matt thinks he's going to get 170th, and Colin thinks he's going to finish 171st.
That's exact for that.
Yep.
Like this. I've not checked Twitter. So I will say Monday nights, and I don't know if you had this, my Twitter ends up blocking me out because the alerts apparently are too much. Or
you're just a popular person. That's all that is.
No, that's not what I meant. But so I'm afraid to check Twitter on Monday nights and interact with people because it'll be like, you've reached your limit. Try again in a little while.
So that happens that you like just can't talk to anybody anymore. It's like notification overload.
Yeah, like I can't see any of the notifications and respond. And I Googled it once, and there's like if you do the refresh manually, that hits you 2x. I don't know. There's all these things.
Huh. Okay.
Yes.
We wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Yet. If we keep doing this live stream, we're all going to be famous.
Oh,
all right. I want my money back. I mean, don't we all, right?
Yeah, seriously.
All right. Let's see where we're at. All right. 0 minutes to post for race 2. This is the heavy first time starters. Current odds.
Bri, just a quick question. Is that a Assiniboia Downs hat or a StableDuel hat? I'm just wondering. Okay. I'm sorry, I wasn't looking at the stream when you're doing this.
No wonder you do bad at StableDuel. Do you even like read what you're doing?
Huh? Is that what we're playing? I thought we was
Reading?
playing something else. Horse reading.
I is smart. I is beautiful. I is kind. Yes, no, Assiniboia. So we've got black ones and they sent white ones, and we have t-shirts too. I think all the t-shirts are one size, but if you're crafty, I'm sure you can, tie little things on the side like you did in high school, or have your high school daughter do it for you and rock that at the rock that crop top at the racetrack. Okay, they're all going in the gate. We are pretty all close on the stream here. So again, we've got 5 horses. The live odds are actually kind of getting close back to what their morning lines were. So Russian Pearl is currently 8-1. Double Barrel Delight, that is Sarah. That was yours, right? You stuck with 2? Yep. So 2-1. Big Energy 9-2. Lady Cop 5-2. I know some people on the stream have Lady Cop in their StableDuels, and then Royal Commando, which everyone wants to reference going commando, is currently 2-1. So they are all in the gate.
No, there's a horse under the gate, so it's going to be a bit.
Oh.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Like, of all the things to happen.
Of course, a 2-year-old baby race.
Yeah.
Well, they look like they're dealing with it really well. Okay, well, we'll leave that alone for a minute.
All right, just send out the tweet, so there. Yay.
There we go. Let's call it okay, I'm average winner. I love this. Just straight average. 3 just jumped. The 3's okay, so we might have a late scratch here. So late scratch in the StableDuel should come up as a scratch, so you can replace that horse with anything in a future race, except for, there they go. Oh, David's got like the stream of a lifetime over here. He had that thing called minutes before that just popped through the gate for us.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, David, you want to come on and just call the races and, we'll just get it out.
Future.
All right, so they're all resetting here. Taking a minute. That's all right. Good job for the gate crew, getting a horse out of there safely. Go home, check over by the vet, make sure everything's good, and be back on track, hopefully.
And there's the scratch.
Yeah, no, good. I like that they take everybody back out instead of making these babies sit in there, so could have been worse.
David just goes, I type fast. I don't know. I think you're probably one of those with like a whole wall of televisions, and he's got like his own network and IP addresses. He's got it on lock. If the world gets taken over, David, we're coming to your house.
To watch every track.
Yeah, that would have been all right. Boy, the two races just lingering on here.
Yeah.
All right,
I will say the
3,
odds. They're very.
One, 8
the
5.
one is 10-1, and then everybody else is heavy favorite.
Now the one is 11-1. If this thing wins, I'm gonna make Dennis do something.
Wait, what?
That's if Russian Pro wins, Dennis has to do something. And we can take suggestions since this is a live stream.
Truth or dare time.
Yeah. Hey,
All right, so they're all loading back in the gate here.
Wait, this stream is on StableDuel, so that means it won't be anything too crazy. All right.
Here we go. 4-horse race. They just broke from the gate, at least for us.
Well, the
one.
The one's gonna just meet them on the other side of the finish line. 4 is in front, 9-5. 5 is pressing, and then we have the 2 closely behind those 2 leaders, and they're all balls to the wall, man.
23-2.
It looks so much faster, and then it's not.
It does.
I mean, the 4, 5, and 2 are all right there. 2's trying to make a move up the rail. 4 horse kind of got a good corner out of it. The 5 did not. The 1 is closing on, but not going to do
Don't
much.
give up, Russian Pearl. Don't give up.
4 horses open up by about 5 lengths and pouring it on. The 2 horses in second by a half length. Russian Pearl's going to get second.
Oh,
wow.
That pays me nothing, but that's okay.
Yeah. Let's see.
Good bet back.
Hold on.
Horse win
What
by?
was my exacta? A 1-4, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it's not going to pay anything because the 4 won, but I do have the 1-4 exacta box.
You don't box here? Oh, you did box.
I
Okay,
boxed.
good.
I did.
That looked like about 7
My
lengths.
balls were not big enough to bet the 1 on top. So, okay, do the belly dance from the Goonies. Fun fact that I'm going to get slaughtered. I've never seen the Goonies.
I've never seen it either.
Oh, Dennis,
Oh,
I
great,
think
we're
I
all
would be
not
right
getting
for
slaughtered.
Allie. I feel like
No, I don't do movies. Movies is not my thing.
you're an odd duck. I haven't figured you out yet. I don't do
If you
movies.
figure me out, let me know.
I don't do movies. Jacob, stop. I know. We're letting you down. We're letting you down big. All right. All I care about is this exacta paying hopefully $4 at least.
I mean, you had the longest shot in the field, in the 4-horse
Yeah.
field. So
That's right.
And actually, I
go.
don't think you had the favorite. I think the 5 was the favorite.
yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
And if I
4-1 pays $24 for $1. What
Wait,
the?
what?
Hey.
That
Wait,
says
what?
on Twin Spires. Yeah.
Wait, what? Who's the best handicapper in the room right now?
How much did you play it for?
I did like the $1. So I think it was like a $1. So I won
Well, that's
24
fine.
bucks. Heyo.
There you go.
There
Now
you
we
go.
roll into the next one. Well,
Wow.
Go Bri.
I'm not gonna lie, that's insane that the exacta in the 4-horse race just paid $25.
Yeah, that's good.
It's called the Triple Shuffle. Okay.
Now let's be honest though. I'm gonna be completely 100% factual here. If the 1 horse was gonna win, I had my button on stop camera.
He's out.
Dennis would start like doing this and acting like his camera feed was dying.
Right.
Or I would just do power outage. Oh no, what are we gonna do?
Curtis, if he does, I can't wait to bet against him.
Wow. Yeah. I don't know why they would run there, but okay.
I mean,
the 6 in race. Okay, let's move on to race 3 because
Yeah.
we should have a shorter window since that race was a bit delayed. So race 3, we're looking at a maiden race, $5,000, 6 furlongs. We have 6 races. Is this one of the scratches? Nope, we've got them all in here. 6 horses on the card. There's some decent odds in this one. Obviously, some short prices, a 7-5, but a little less short than some of the other races. Dennis, who do you have in race 3?
Race 3, I don't know how I have in StableDuel. Let me see. Come back to me on that.
Sarah?
race 3, let's see. Who did I pick in here? In StableDuel, I have number 2, Call Me Captain. And then the 3 I didn't like at all. So that's what I think.
So we've got Mr. Okie Dokie and Matt talking about the 6. So I have the 6 in my StableDuel, just that the horse should improve off of a claim with Kelly Brown. 20-1 morning line if we're looking for value, which you have to have. And again, a 6-horse race. If there's a reason to pick a 20-1 and it should improve, I'm picking a 21. So that's where I'm at.
See, I took the 4 here. I chalked it out in this race. Honestly, I might just box the 3-4 and that'd be about it.
Box the 3-4. I had a hard time going.
Chalk.
So Connor's Conquest, if you notice the work pattern and someone tweeted out, which was a good point. There's a lot to learn from handicappers on Twitter. That you can't just say good work by looking at the time. So would love to, I can't remember exactly who that was. But love to kind of dive in there in another live stream. But if you're looking at the time, so I look at the time, number one, and then I look at, what their rank is out of other horses on the day. And that's how I look. And I'll just say good work or whatever. This horse seems to like go every other, it seems. It's like slow work. And maybe this is how Elton Dickey does his works, where he's like, we're not going to blow him out this time. We're going to blow him out next week. We're not going to blow him out this week. We're going to blow. So this horse is in every other. So wondering, and again, this is probably far too much. Like, is this a horse that bounces? Which you don't know when it's going to bounce because it's never raced. That's just my added points of number 5, Connor's Conquest. Ed would get on this thing and slaughter me, whatever I just said somehow. He would be very smart with his answers there.
Apparently the children are still awake, so he's busy, but he wanted my picks, so I had to send him a screenshot of the scribble that I have next to me. The 6 seems like it might be the speed of this race, and inside speed does well. If this horse can cross and clear, then at 20-1, and if nobody else shows up, there you go.
Yeah, we'll see. So we're over here talking about 20-1. Let's see if the odds have changed. So going down a little bit, 17-1. Your favorite is the 5 at 9.
The 5.
Yeah, 5 Connor's Conquest first time starter is currently 9-5 down from the 4-1.
See, I was going to say too with the works, bringing that back up. I wish they would put on the weight of the exercise rider or person who rode the horse that day. That way we would know.
Weight matters to you?
I mean, honestly, no. Yes.
We'll get him a shirt. Lengths don't matter. Weight does.
It does. Yeah. Time doesn't matter. Weight does. Yeah. But no, it's true because you think you can get a 135-pound, 140-pound exercise rider, and that's totally different than a 110-pound jockey. I mean, people taking the weight in a race, so why wouldn't they take the weight in a workout?
So do you use weight when you handicap races though? Like if this horse is getting 2 pounds versus like an apprentice jockey versus it's a handicap?
Now, see, that's a harder question because not.
But
really
it shouldn't be.
Well, no, but see, this is what I was going to say is, see, we're splitting between 5 pounds, 2 pounds, 3 pounds normally on that. This is 25-pound difference, basically,
So at 25 pounds, it matters, but at 5, it doesn't.
Yeah.
This is where I tip the tea.
Everybody has a different threshold of when it matters as far as their handicapping.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think it's interesting.
No, I mean, it definitely is an interesting topic because, like I just said, oh, well, weight matters. And then I just said, oh, well, it kind of doesn't too, but it does, but it don't. But and then honestly, another thing too with the workouts, another thing I look at too is how many days apart they are.
I feel like that matters a lot more than the weight.
Well, no, well, see, I'm brought up the weight thing because nobody talks about it. That's the only reason why. Yeah.
Well, they like to talk about it in the race.
I spoke to, it was a female jock, and I think we were talking about, I don't know if you would call it a bug rider. I think it was Jessica Pfeiffer. Yeah. But I wasn't talking to her, but I think we were talking about her. And the jock I was talking to is why wouldn't trainers pick her? Because they get such a weight allowance or whatever, cheaper, less weight with her because of the status of her as well. And I started to follow that for a little while, but it didn't give me a consistent step ahead. And I mean, you look at this one, so we're talking about weight in this one. So you're looking at 119 pounds. You're looking at the 5, 119 pounds. Everybody else is sitting at 124. The 6 is at 119. I don't know. I don't really, to be honest, I don't look at that anymore.
Yeah.
I never look at it, so.
That's fair. I mean, and like I guess the only way to justify it is the way to justify it for me saying the workouts and the exercise riders because they're not technically jockeys. I guess it would be kind of like putting on ankle weights and leg weights, running, and then taking them off and then running. It's obviously going to be a little bit quicker, but I don't know.
Even though the horse gets to hang out in their stall for 24 hours, probably longer. I get it, though. I like that. I like the thought process, though. They're fun things to think about. I mean,
it is.
Variables of horse racing. It's nuts, right? It really is.
Yeah.
Well, I think like if all these people are so convinced that a couple pounds matters in a race, then you would think that they would also care that the works are with a different weight amount than a race would be. So I see the point that you're trying to make. I just don't think it matters to look at for my handicapping.
I will also say this show has been so great so far. We're what, 2 races in, and we have talked about it all. We've covered everything.
We've covered weight
thing for 11 hours so far, and we're doing so. No, it's fun. There we go. After they lose, they're bugged that we see their talent. Yeah.
In a way, yeah.
I can get behind that too. Yeah. Realistically, the weight discussion in jockeys in the U.S. is a huge topic because we're still a little ancient of how strict they are on their weight, where if you go overseas and see the jocks over there and how healthy and, I know from friends that are jocks and friends that deal with jocks, they would like the strictness of jockey weights to be a little bit less here to allow our jocks to be a little healthier.
Yeah.
So lots of conversations with jockey weights, but the other side is some people don't look at workouts at all. And then there's some people, like Bruno.
Some people don't even watch replays.
Yep. There's a lot. Yep. There's a lot of things that you can do or not do in the horse racing world.
I've recently watched a streamer for a couple weeks now. And the crazy thing with him is he doesn't even look at first-time starters. So first-time starter beats him. He just says, oh, well, I couldn't have had that horse, and moves on. It's like, okay, that's kind of weird, but I can see, he's saying it's unpredictable, which I guess that can be a point made.
I mean, sure, random things happen. I mean, things that seem random at least. Like, there's definitely horses that I can look back and like, they're never in a million years would I come up with that one.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of those for me. So speaking of that, so Jersey Royal is the only one that I have crossed out on my sheet, Greg. So if you're bringing some fire that I need to find an eraser for my pen and cross out my X.
It's interesting because I have the 6 as the speed, but I mean, if this horse is on the inside and they get an aggressive ride, who knows?
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah. Now I'm excited. This is the stuff that I'm in this for because I want to see if you're right or not. First time Lasix. Yeah. Okay. So 6 furlongs. Did we start talking about? I don't even know if we did this. First furlongs, maiden 5,000. Yeah, we started here, and then we probably got on a huge rampage about weight is what happened. We've got 6 horses in this race. We started to talk about the live odds. They were pretty similar. They are going down now, though. So Jersey Royal is now 5-1. Morning line was 15-1. Call Me Captain has dropped from 5-1 to 5-2.
Mm-hmm.
7-2 on Devil's Time. Guaranteed Delivery is now your new favorite at 5-2, which Call Me Captain is 5-2 too. Connor's Conquest, another first-time starter, is 7-2, and Hey Let's Tango is still sitting at a high odds at 16-1, and we have a few in the chat that like the 6 horse Hey Let's Tango and 16-1, and guys, a huge value got up in the last one, so these are the races to start incorporating some value picks with some shorter prices. We've got a plus ROI. That's right.
Yeah. She is better than all of us.
Who, me? One time. My $1 for my $1 bet. I'll take that though. Maybe I'll just stop now and be like,
you're like, remember that time I hit the exacta?
Yep.
This is the last.
I will say I haven't had to reload my account in quite a while, but I haven't withdrawn either. So there's a thing there. All right, so we've got Call Me Captain. What did you all, any notes on Call Me Captain? Obviously a few starts with this one. Jock is riding at 18%. Trainer for 2022 had 10 starts, so that's a little tough, but I mean, 50%. Jockey, trainer, no stats there. Yeah. Any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, with this one, I mean, just seems to be consistently in the mix, has been hitting the board, and it seems like it's not the type that's just like doesn't want to pass horses, because it seems like this one is making up ground or is stalking and then at least doing some running a little bit. I feel like this horse is kind of consistently not good, but at least is consistent. Whereas with the 3, I mean, the buyer speed figure was a 41 2-back and then decreased to a 20 last time. And I just don't like to see horses going in a negative direction. So I kind of crossed that one out. But I mean, this is a race where you could make an argument for the first time starters just because it seems like a weak field.
Yeah.
And the only thing I'll say with the 3, and I do love this note, if you look at the notes and the only thing that said is they passed tired rivals, you're like, okay. So the one drop.
Wait, Bri, wait a minute. You can't read either. You said the 3, correct?
The 3, it says past tired rivals.
No, it does not say past tired rivals.
Which one are you looking at?
The 3, Devil's Time.
It says we're looking at different PPs, you turd.
No, it's a technicality that he's just being away about.
Oh.
See, I'm just saying because you said I couldn't read, so I'm being a dickbag. Yeah.
It says past tired rival, as in 1.
Oh, semantics. Okay. So the speed figure dropped from the 41, even though the speed figure before that was pretty rough at the 23, was on a muddy track. So you're kind of hoping, that the horse didn't really like the muddy track. So maybe cross that one out and go back to the 41. And we're going to see a drop here for the 3 from a 16,000 to a 5,000. So those are kind of the only notes I had for that one at 3-1. And now if we were looking at the odds, it's about the same, 7-2. Yeah. So then we've got 4 guaranteed delivery. You do have a high speed fig. Some people don't. I'm afraid to say speed figs on these things. This is what we talked about, Sarah. People are
say buyer speed figure. Admit it. It's okay.
So last time out had a 21. Time before that 19, and then a $35,000. I guess stake race. It had a 43 finish 2, but beaten by 6 1/4 lengths, which I don't really like to see at Assiniboia Downs, that many lengths beaten by. So to me, that second is, I don't know, nothing. And it was 1 1/8 miles. That's actually, now that we're talking about this. So number 4 went 1 1/8 miles, finished second. And then they put the horse going 5.5, and it's borderline sucked since then. I'm kind of questioning what we're doing here, guys. Wouldn't you want to keep the horse around 1 mile or more?
Well, it seems like
you gotta think though. No, I'm sorry, sir. But what I was gonna say is, when the Assiniboia came back, they don't do too many mile races. They do the break like Woodbine does. You know how Woodbine comes out from November to April, and then they do all the sprint races basically. So I think that's the excuse on why the horse was running in such short races. I mean, we're in 6 furlongs, so it's not like we're going further, but 5.5 to 6 is a huge difference at Assiniboia.
Yeah, it seems like they were trying some of these stakes races to get the distance. And it might just be a condition book situation, but clearly this horse wants more distance.
That's what even a 7 furlong.
Right.
Granted, the early speed is 71 and the late is 18. So
the stamina, though, I mean.
Yeah. Bri said my name. Greg. Yeah. All right, well, we're going to see if you're right here on Jersey Royal. I'm excited. What are we at for minutes to post here? Let's see. We're at 9 minutes to post for race 3. This horse racing. I do borderline think this is true sometimes.
Right. Or the jockey. Or
This
that
is horse
it's
racing.
rigged.
No pressure to make the right decision. If it goes bad, you just blame the gambler who gave out a pick, the media, or raise takeout to cover your horse.
I blame the media.
Jockey. Okay, so Jacob's got a couple of this. So jockey number 3. What race are you looking at here? We're looking at. Oh, okay. I thought that. Yep. Okay. Jockey number 3 wins at 21%.
I mean, that's something, but
It's solid.
it's definitely solid.
Yeah. So this is where we start. This is where we start formulating our bets, guys. How big does the pick 5 pool get on a Monday? So I would have to look do you remember how it did last week, Sarah?
No, because friends don't let friends play jackpot pick 5s.
I remember you tweeting her out. I want to say that's why I just called it the pick 5 too. If you know.
Yeah.
I think last week it was like 303, but
it's like 350 now or something like close to that.
So wait a minute.
It's getting there.
So what we're saying here is we're probably let's be honest, we're probably 3 of the most influential. If Matthew was here, it would be at 4 of the most influential Assiniboia Downs handicappers. Wow. I would just say that, right? Out of Kirk and Stretch, they're. But
I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm just gonna say it.
I'm just gonna say it. But
so you're saying that you're gonna move the board? Is that what you're gonna say?
No, I didn't say that. I'm saying we should get them to say the jackpot pick 5 is not working. Because the jackpot.
Why would they say that? They need their money.
No, I'm just saying that since they do they do a jackpot pick 5, right? Is that what?
That's what this is. Yeah, it's a jackpot pick 5.
So now I'm interested. I'm always interested in these chats because there's a lot. I'm going to try to be somewhat censored here. Is the only reason not to play jackpots because the complaint is takeout?
To me, it's not necessarily just the takeout. It's the fact that it's going to keep rolling over and it doesn't all really get paid out. So I guess, yes, in a way that is the takeout situation. But it's also that it's a 20-cent base, right?
Uh-huh.
So what are you really going to make if you pick all of these short-priced horses? You would be so much more better off playing the dollar pick 4 that starts in the next race.
So politically, you would say the dollar pick 4 is probably better value than playing the pick 5 jackpot.
I would.
And I have seen people. I mean, you can play more than 20 cents, right? But yeah.
Well,
sure.
And here, let's even put it in this term. So let's just say they had a 20-cent pick 4, okay? And we know it's $1. So if you took last Monday's pick 4 and you said, all right, let's say it is 20 cents, that's still pay more than the pick 5.
Which is crazy. And it's one less race.
Yeah. 20-cent pick 4 would have paid $270. 20-cent pick 5 paid $258. I mean, no, that's splitting hairs, but you would think that the pick 5 would pay much more. So
yeah, I think that's a good
relation. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Sarah is spot on as usual, especially with tiny fields. You can't scoop it. Play it on a payout day. That's cool. Or Matt says break up pick 5 sequence into a few different pick 3s. Single here and there if you have strong feelings. If you are all looking for singles, Sarah over at HRN, they have a single sheet where they actually give you the horses that they think you should single. Well,
yes, and
they want you to single.
They as in the data, not me and Ed. And I think a lot of people are mistaken in thinking that Ed and I are giving out information into these handicapping products. They are free from my influence, which makes them very data based, and then you don't have to deal with what Ed and I think on those products, which is sometimes for the best.
Okay, so now we got to put our bets on if people are putting bets on. Now's the time. You've got 4 minutes to post, probably 6. Let's be realistic. So talked about literally every horse in this race, 2 being consistent, but consistently sort of missing the mark. The 3, there's a drop with, the last muddy track, but Sarah, you did not like the 3 at all, right?
No, I didn't. But I also have a tendency to kind of fade class droppers a lot more than I should. So remember that.
So that's your Achilles. Mine is just going against the favorites to go against the favorites. Then there's the first time. So I don't know what to do here, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what to do. But I've made $20, so I need to.
Yeah. You're good.
You could sit back now and do nothing.
You could wait till the dollar pick 4.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got an exact 2 on top over the 1, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So honestly, I think I'm gonna play here 4-3 for more money, 4-2 for kind of like in the middle, and then 4-5 for the less amount of money for an exacta. I mean, I know it's not paying great, but you can get it to where it pays out basically the same for every horse, which
I used to be. So I will say that I've corrected, and I'm not going to lie, Dennis, I kind of blacked out while I was reading, so I'm not sure if I'm going against totally what you're saying. But I used to be one of those where I'd be like, oh, I think the 5 can win. Well, the 4 has a chance. Well, the 3 could win too. And I would find myself being like stupid. This was early on in betting, where I would, just spread little dollars just because I wanted a chance to win. And then they would probably all end up losing, or what I spread was far more than what the winning horse would pay. So I have gotten better there. But I know that some people, there's some value, with the show bets, and, we've got Matt saying y'all should do a show parlay. What's your odds level where you will not bet a place? For me, it's got to be more than 6-1 for me to do a place bet.
Yeah, mine's about 4 or 5, but yeah, that's fair enough.
Mine's like 10.
There's 10.
10 for place? That's interesting. See, 12-1 is my cutoff price for show normally. That's where I want to be. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Greg's got the field with 4 and 5.
And Sarah's like, my cutoff price for show is I don't bet show.
No, I've had this discussion at work that's been very heated on multiple occasions, because some of them are like, you never bet place and show. You're not supposed to do that as a professional. It's a waste of time, blah, blah, blah. If I like a horse that's 20-1 and I think they're going to run, I'm going to put some money across the board.
I mean, hey, I'm just going to say, and I goofed around a lot tonight, obviously. We've had fun. But I had Rich Strike in the Derby. I mean, that's a miraculous thing to say, but sure. I've had 2 to win and 5 to show on him. Not much, but hey, it cost me $60 to bet the entire Derby race.
I'm waiting for Dennis to be like, yeah, I bet the whole field. So I had
well, well, I did.
I had all.
I had 19 other horses too, but that one hit.
I think I had 6 betting options that could win the Derby, and I have a chance to get something right. But that's besides the point. So, Rich Strike running 3rd paid $29 to show. 5 to show on him gets me back $71. I'm ahead. If he'd have ran 2nd, I'd have had the exacta. But he won, so I had the win money, which doesn't, but the point of that is I had one on Preakness Friday, ran 3rd at 45-1. I got back $76 for a show bet. I mean, that's
a score.
I mean, it only cost me. It's only $10 to bet. Okay, sure.
Right. Well, here's the thing. I think so many people have all these rules and regulations and whatever, and I think it's very interesting to listen to other people's point of view and what their limitations are and all that, but it's your money. Do whatever you want.
Yep.
Yeah.
I 100% agree with that. And at the end of the day, and everybody looks at betting differently, which is why I will always say, if you want to follow my picks, follow for fun. I'm in this for fun. I'm not in this. I I've never checked my ROI. I do not want to know what my ROI is. I'm doing this completely for fun, where I do like to hit, where I do like to learn. I like to, learn from other people, interact, yada, yada, yada. So that's my spiel. All right. So let's go. So 0 minutes to post. They're in their usual position, walking towards the gate. Now I'm starting to change my mind on the 5 here, the first time starter. Again, first time starters for this trainer is 33%.
It's pretty good.
Jockey trainer is 20 at Assiniboia. Yeah, what are the odds at? We're doing 3-1. I don't know, maybe we do our little exacta magic with the 5 and the 6 here and see if we can hit.
I mean, you're the one making the money tonight. Go for it.
Well, you guys might be making it in StableDuel still. Where's everybody's stable at?
Yes, let's see.
After race 2.
Oh, I'm worse. Okay.
I moved up 1 spot. We're in 46th.
46th. Colin,
So,
Matt, where are your stables at? I know you guys are playing.
how many people played this?
340 are in the free. Anybody who's in the chat,
Oh boy.
drop your stable position right now. I want to know. $25 game or the free game. And then we've got 90 stables currently in the $25 game. 4 left hooves is winning. With 1 second and 2 winners. That's pretty good. And they have Jersey Royal in the next one. So we'll see. All right, Colin's in 276. All right, you're a late closer. Dennis Trusty, definitely late closer. Okay, we have a lot of late closers here. That's okay, guys. That's all right. All right, let's go back to the race. Oh, we have plenty of time. All right.
I'm just aiming for 70th at this point.
Yes.
170. Okay. We're putting $5 on the 5, 5 on 5 on 5. Like that. And then let's do Greg, if your 1 hits me out of my exacta, I'm muting you in the chat for at least 5 minutes.
Woo.
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do it.
I would do it.
I would.
So if we do an exacta and we leave the 4 out, am I being no? The 4 is the one that I'm doing it.
Do it.
Okay, so we're doing an exacta box with 1, 5, and 6, and if somebody gives me some ROI BS, you'll definitely be muted.
Well, you're leaving out the chalk, so that's the way to do it.
That's right. Oh,
I have the chalk on top. That's the way to do it.
Exacta box number 4 and 3 pays least. Well, logical, much more logical. It reminds me of Star Trek. Much more upside with the X. Okay, yeah, true.
Well, at least now Assiniboia Downs has moved to the main stage. They're on TVG now.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, we're moving on up. They know that we're over here working hard. Who we got? Somebody said they went from 64 to 126. So you came out and then you're settling. We're gonna make all of this into like.
Well, they're getting closer to 170 something.
Yeah, Matt's really close. Matt's the closest one so far. Armchair.
All right, so they're all getting in the gate here. Waiting on the 6 horse, it looks like, which is the last one. Everyone else is nice and quiet. Pony Rider's just having conversations in the back. Focus. Oh, three's angry.
Oh, so is the 5.
No.
Oh, so is me.
All right, everybody's good.
I don't know. The 5.
The 5 had a leg over the top of the gate.
Yeah, I wish they'd look at the 5 at least.
Right.
Which I think they are. I'm not sure.
I can't tell.
Water break.
All these gate issues tonight.
Yeah, they backed the 5 out. I don't know if it'll be a scratch or not, but they at least looked at the horse.
Oh, they're doing the vet trot.
Mm-hmm.
They must know that we're on, so that's why they're doing this. They're just like, let's make sure we get the money tonight. We want to do this as long as we can. So Bri and Sarah and Dennis can all be on for as long as
The
possible.
5 is the one that I got my $5 on.
Yep.
Josh,
Now
we're getting a leg up. Yeah. So now with some people, I'm not going to cancel because if I cancel,
I was going to ask you, would you cancel? I would.
No, because potentially the horse has way more adrenaline at this moment, and it's going to just shoot forward and win. That's what
They could have lost a little bit of weight. Oh wait, no, that's a different.
Oh my
God, that's great.
Oh, there we go, Colin. He can feel it. If Colin can feel it, we can all feel it. All right, here we go.
Oh,
They're off.
Well, neither were in front that I thought would be. They're both in the back.
Yeah.
So
we have
Here,
got.
y'all gonna call it?
Oh, the 5 is in front right now, ahead of the 4 about length and breaking away about 2 lengths. Behind that, we've got the 3 and the 2. 6 is a little bit in the middle of the track, but staying with the pack, but behind the 1 here. So 5 is still out in front, about 2 lengths, but the 4 is starting to move up, put some pressure. 2 and 3 are right there. I'm actually doing better than I thought. 4 is putting pressure for sure on the 5. 5 is on the inside, potentially losing gas. And then we still got the 2 and the 3 at the tails. 4 has got a nose out front. Yeah, 4 is past the 5. 5 kaputs.
The 2's starting to move.
2's coming.
2 coming on the outside.
Come on, 4, hang on.
4 is hanging on. So 4-2, 4-2-3. It looks like at the moment. 4-2-3.
All right, that was, not the best case scenario for me, but that was second best.
All that shit talking about the 4, and I just got shut up.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
Happens.
It does happen. It does.
Yeah.
And I think the 4. So the 4 was 3-5. That's fine. It's 3-5. I don't care.
Yeah.
4 went off 3-5.
Wow, this 2 went off at 7-1.
Yeah.
Now that's a lot.
Greg, where did your 1 finish?
Calling them out.
Bri isn't muting me. Jacob got the exact little
There you go.
Hey, it's, it still pays $6 for $1, which is not. It could be a lot worse.
Well, I'm surprised that this 2 went off at such a high price, and then you get the favorite with a 7-1 instead of a 3-1, so that'll pay better.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. I will say, Tom, not in that race, but I wish American Racing had more of those, or any of those. Or have y'all ever played those?
What is an Omni?
Okay, that's a good answer from Bri. Sarah, have you ever played it?
Just a couple at Royal Ascot.
Okay, that's kind of where I was. Yeah, that's when we were.
Is this a secret club thing, or are you gonna tell me, Dennis?
Yeah, explain it.
No, it's a secret club. No, it's like an exacta, except it's first and third, or second and third, or you could still run first and second in cashes as well. But I don't think that bet people don't like because it's like a show bet. But if you sweep the pool, sometimes it can pay decent. And they only cost.
So you bet an Omni with 2 horses, and
you can bet it with, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's like a 2 out of 3. Like if you play a try and you only get like 2 out of the 3, or like some of them, if it's a bigger field, if you get 3 out of 4 or something like that. So you don't have to be. It's like a Grand Slam, but with 1 race basically.
Yeah.
1 and or 2 and or 3. That's not helpful, Jake. I don't get it. Thanks for trying.
I think the highest one I had paid $184 though one time, which I swept all 3. But that's not bad for first and third and second and third and all that.
Say goodnight to Greg. Thanks, Greg, for tuning in.
I'll see. So you could have muted him and he wouldn't have cared.
He was out.
He would care. He's going to go tuck his kiddos in. We like it. Thanks for tuning in. That's awesome. Yep. So yeah, international track. I will say Ascot was super fun this year in the StableDuel app and out. Probably overwhelming for a lot of people, which I think it was for me as well. Huge fields compared to what we're, used to here, but definitely value to be made. And if you had a gut, strong feeling and stuck with it, a lot of times it paid off really well.
Yeah.
If you put all 7 to win, you would have won over $500. And what? Not in that race.
Yeah, not that race. Yeah.
All right. Let's see what we got in the next one here. So race 4 is a claiming 5,000, 6 furlongs. Again with.
Here I got a question too about StableDuel. Might as well. Approximately how long does it take for each race to get the points out?
So StableDuel is based off of the final charts that have human manipulation, because if you look at a final chart in Equibase, they actually write the notes at the bottom. So depending on the racetrack and who are doing the notes that then send to Equibase and then the charts come out, that's what we're based on. Currently, we are going to work with Equibase to try to get something faster, but like the flash ones that you see on your traditional ADW that they show for second and third or even fourth, they don't include lengths, so that wouldn't help our game out. But so average is about 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. Some racetracks just take longer. I think, is it Emerald? There's one that just takes a little bit longer, and then some of them are quick. If there is an inquiry, a DQ.
Yeah.
But
I was just asking that for the people like me who just, lightly experienced staring at the phone going, "Where's my points? Where's my points?"
No, I appreciate the questions. Yeah, no, so it's all because of the lengths and that all races are scored, all horses are scored rather than just the 5. So just takes a little bit longer, but they're coming. And if they're not, you can hit us up on Twitter or support at StableDuel. And if Enrique is 69th right now, he'd be real excited. And I want to know if that's true, because he did say earlier about that number. So we'll see if that's true.
Coots?
I know. Is that Coots? I feel so stupid. That probably is.
No.
It probably is. I bet it. He said he was going to chime on.
That's why the other day that game took a little bit longer to score, right? Because Equibase was down.
Oh,
yeah. Crisis.
Yeah. So Equibase. And I live in Lexington. My house is out of power for it was like 6 p.m. until, let's say, 1 p.m. the next day.
Yikes.
So yeah, and Equibase was pretty similar, and obviously it's not just Equibase, because the Jockey Club, all of those offices are tied, all the companies are tied together. But anyway, so they couldn't get their files in or out because they had no internet, no power. So yep. So we were down because of that, and we ended up canceling Indiana, but we kept our later game, and yeah. So they did the best they can, and hopefully, I don't know, there will be like some fail safes in the future. Sometimes you just don't. You never think it's going to happen until it does. And then you're like, now I got to do something. So I think that's
right. They were like, oh, we should put all of this in a cloud now. So
yeah. I saw people like responding like, oh, if you need cloud, you're like, here's my email, like getting in on the sales pitch. I like the hustle for sure. 2000. Yeah. See Jacob's calling it out right here. Explain Coots. Okay.
Can you really?
Yeah. The quick explanation is Coots is a Twitter account with a person obviously behind it who likes a particular number, but is a very good handicapper for the most part. He says that he gives his picks out. I think it's a lie. But yeah, look, I'm sure you'll find him on Twitter, but he said that he was going to chime in and talk shit. And I'm wondering if that's him.
The way that Ed describes it is everything is satire.
Yes. I love to see those two exchanges. Like when I first saw it, I'm like, oh my God, you did not just say that to him. And now I realize it. And so now I look for it. Yeah, no, they're good. Yeah, he is. He's a fun time. A lot of fun horse racing people on Twitter. Actually, for the most part, I have found people to be fun. Oh, Dennis is back. We have to stop talking about him.
Wow.
Why? We were explaining Coots as a human being.
Oh, he's a phenomenon. I've never met him. Would like to at least. I don't know why. I blocked him a long time ago. I don't know why. I can't remember why. And I was just like, at one point, I was like, I'm angry at him for some reason. I can't remember, so this is stupid. I'm blocked, and I followed him, and, it's been cool ever since. So,
No, Coots is real. It's just that he's always joking. So, you have to just take everything with a grain of salt. That's how I approach it anyway.
And I'll say this. Yeah. There are some people that are trolls for some people and are not for others. So if he, for some reason, is a troll for you, I mean, by all means,
do what you got to do. Yep.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. So, but our experience. Okay, 11 minutes to post race 4. I started talking about it, and then I think Dennis rudely interrupted.
Oh yeah, rudely.
We've got a 6-horse field here. You've got some money in this one, but there's some clear short 7-5 on Secret Avenger, 5-2 on the 3-horse Don't Get Smart, 7-2 back in that action is the number 1, 9-2, and then your 2 long shots are on the outside. 5 Mission Reality, 25-1, and Lady Sunset at 20-1. So. The 20-1 Lady Sunset was, if I needed a value pick, that could have been one, only because it seems the last time out, off of a very long layoff, you could chalk that up to it just needed the race. So maybe, but the one prior to that, it actually won $5,000 claiming. So maybe it just needed the race, and it's just doing a little bit better back. I mean, not terrible workouts, but again, if you need value and you do in StableDuel, you're going to have to pick some of these 20-1. So that was my reasoning to not hate the 6-horse here, Lady Sunset, as a value pick. Sarah, what do you like? What do you hate in this race?
So I went with the 4 in here. Kick a Little Booty. Has been hitting the board, or at least doing some running. So I felt as though I could rely on this horse a little bit for some points in the game, even if not a winner. Bullet work last time out, so I like to see that, and just thought that this horse made a lot of sense in here. So this is a race where I went with one of the higher priced horses, but 9-2 morning line, currently at 5-2, so I paid less in the game than I would be getting right now.
Kick a Little Booty.
And also just a great name.
It is a great name. That's a name pick for me. Dennis, who do you like?
I'm also kicking a little booty.
Yeah. You need to in this race. You need to in this race if you're gonna have a chance, Dennis.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is betting wise, I'm gonna take in Zacta 1-4 over top of. I'll let one of you two decide between the 2 and the 3. Pressure on.
Oh,
Between
man.
the 2 and the 3. So I like any notes that say a horse is 4 or 5 wide, whatever, and it does well. This horse was 7 wide heading into the straight and rallied. So yeah, I love notes like that. I like to see grit.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at rallied 7 wide versus inside held well, you're seeing trips that clearly one horse was at a disadvantage while the other one seemed to have everything go their own way. You're getting a better price on the 2, but at least with the 3, has finished ahead of the 4 in their last race and was a big price at 17-1 there. So
Yeah.
seems like that one might be more reliable.
All right, so 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 4 over top of 1, 3, 4, 6.
Dennis is like,
Exactly.
1, 2. I don't care about either of your opinions.
He's like, nice analysis, but anyway.
Yeah, that's funny. And you're looking at Assiniboia Downs jockey trainer is 36% with 11 rides.
But this is also a race too where I doubled up in the StableDuel. I took a 1-4.
This is you doubled up in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Kick a little bit one. Okay. Yeah, I like this. Is to me, I actually like this race out of a bunch of them. I think there's some fun to be had in this one.
Yeah.
So,
And
all
not
right.
only
So
that, sorry.
No. I was gonna say Star Guitar. Is that the Stallion commercials that everybody sees? Yeah.
It's either him or Run Happy.
I was just gonna say it's Run Happy all the time.
Yep.
Yeah, Star Guitar. I remember that one.
Yep. But what I was going to say is that's the hardest part about playing StableDuel at ASD, because let's just say most tracks that you probably play StableDuel at, they'll have 9, 10 races, sometimes 11. In Assiniboia, you got 7, and you have to double up a lot of places.
Yep.
Second and third is almost more valuable than just winning, because if you can win, great. But if your other horse runs last, well, then who cares? You're not going to get your value with that.
Yep. This is, and I want to, Assiniboia Downs is like the most strategic, as well as like what if style of StableDuel you can play, just because it is very chalky, and then you need a long shot to close or whatever it is, and it's, I don't know, it's a little bit of this, I feel like, compared to some of the other games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like the way that you have to approach like how you're placing your regular wagers outside of the game versus what you're going to do with your stable in the game, it's one of those tracks where it is the most different. So I totally agree with you there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Louisiana Run Happy.
Yep.
Okay, so so we're 5 minutes. Gosh, this one went fast. Maybe it's because Dennis took his little water break over here. We've got 5 minutes to post race 4. They're not mounted though, and that's different.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Number 1 back in that action is currently sitting at 5-1. Secret Avenger. Love the Avenger movies. I swear we watch like one every week. 3-1. Don't Get Smart. 2-1. Kick a Little Booty, which both Sarah and Dennis are on, just bumped up to 3-1. Mission Reality 10-1, down from the 25-1. And Lady Sunset was that one that I talked about, that potentially I think needed its last start, 28th of June, is 5-1 from its 20-1. So interesting shenanigans on that one. We'll see. Have we seen one of the outside winners? I guess 5.
Yeah, but I feel like you have to cross over and be near the rail at some point. I don't know.
Yeah.
This track is very like inside speed favoring to me.
Yeah, and I do like this one, that even some of the ones that don't break, they can get up to second. But yeah.
Now, do you feel like the morning line here is frequently off?
So full disclosure, that is not my strong suit. Morning lines are not my strong suit. I was on a stream with Eddie and Chris, and one of my wants was to get Jim from Hawthorne or Pete from Gulfstream and pick their brains on morning line and what they look at, and them versus if you're a handicapper and you're looking at the morning line, like how would you look at morning lines? Totally not my strong suit. So some of my best handicapping is usually done when I do it without odds, because I feel like sometimes the odds changes, how you would look at a horse. But other than that, sorry, Sarah, I got nothing for you.
Yeah.
I'm just.
That's okay.
Oh, what do we got? Matt's live in a pick 3 to the 4, and then he's got 4 and 6 in this one. Awesome. Okay, so we need my long shot, and we need yours, your pick to come through for Matt. I like it. Yeah, and we also get Matt on here to do his chart walkthrough because he does some data spitting out too. And outside of the numbers, would love to learn more. So sorry, Matt, you're gonna have to show your face as well as your first name.
We've tried to get him on Pub Sports Radio. Sorry, I plugged. I don't know if I should do that or not. Anyway, we tried to get him on there multiple times, and he's afraid. I think he's a little camera shy.
He's very busy.
Yeah, camera shy. Yeah.
All right, Tom's on the 1 and the 6. Okay, so you all are making me feel good about my 6 here, so don't mind if I do.
I like the fact that horse has at least a good enough amount of speed to be able to get out there and cross over a little bit. So.
Good point. I like it. I'm seeing what I want to do with an exacta here. And someone put out all the takeouts of all the tracks. That was interesting to see too.
I feel like that's... Go ahead.
I was saying there's your 4. Kick a little bit up. There's a gray. Cue all the gray lovers. Okay, let's see. Mission Reality, Lady Sunset. Who do I want to put an exacta here? So we have somebody who's got 1-6. We got a 4-6. Should we just do a 4-6 because we're all on that one?
We can all cheer for each other.
Yep. Teamwork makes the dream work. 4 and 6. We'll box it, baby. All right, we're in that one. All right, so they're on the track. Just got to do it. Colin says he's got the 6. Toss that 8th and 7th place finish, and the 6 has regular finish in the money. I like it.
I'm sorry. I thought Colin said toss the 8 and the 7. I was like, what?
Yes, I agree.
Jacob says 6 has no. This is the shit talking we're here for. All right, Jacob, have you put out who you're winning? Oh, here we go. He's got a 4 with a 1,
what?
3, 6.
Hold on.
So if the horse has no shot to win, what you're gonna put in second? Come on.
Jacob.
Okay.
What's your rebuttal? What's your rebuttal, sir? I know. So you left out the 2 and the 5. Well, I mean, leaving out the 2 something, right?
So hold on. Let's say this. If you're saying this.
Oh, my bad.
I thought this was an exacta for
guilty. There are 2.
Okay.
There are 2. He had 3 no's in the chat. No. We like it. All right, so we're 0 minutes to post. Race 4. Here's your pick 4, guaranteed 50,000. This definitely grew last week. We expect it to grow this week as well. But you are guaranteed pick 4 pool, which starts right now. Race 4. I don't know. Should we do a pick 4? I'll get a pick 4 in.
Are you gonna play?
Yeah, why not?
I put in a little one.
Let's see here. So we like the 4. Oh, see, and then I stress run to get these done. Okay, sleeves up. What do we got? First off, the claim 437 is where I like them. So how do you all do your multi-race? Do you put everything in and then you start to take some out?
No, because I feel like when you take them out, then you want to hurt yourself after because you've taken out the one that you think is going to win. Sometimes what I do, because I get scared of having it in my picks on Twitter and then not actually playing it in a multi, because I do that all the time, I will just flat bet my own picks if I like some decent prices within the sequence. But then other times I will kind of lean on certain opinions more than others. But it really just depends on what I think of the sequence as a whole. Like a lot of times people put out their picks and it's like, oh, well, you put this horse first, so that's your A, and then you put this horse second, so that's your B. And it's like, that's not always how I think about the race.
Yeah.
So like a good example of this was the other day in the Suburban. I put out 4-5 because I thought First Captain would be the better price, and I thought that he could also win and was either going to finish first or second. But I actually bet $100 to win on Dynamic 1 because I thought he was going to win more. So a lot of times people are like, oh, well, you put this other one as your top pick. It's like, that's not always who I'm betting.
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
so
for sure.
I've got, who do we like in the last tier? Can we fade the 5 or no? Oh, Rich Legacy.
I included in my pick 4, but I also included the 2.
I included in my StableDuel, but I also used the 4 in the StableDuel as well. But I'm not playing a pick 4. That's the thing, is the hardest thing for me is learning how to do multi-race. So maybe you all can teach me.
Well, what are your opinions? Let's do this quick.
Hold on, Dennis. If you're not playing, I'm going to make you be quiet so I can get mine in.
That's why I'm just listening.
All right, Dennis, who do you like here?
Can we single the 4 in race 6?
Race 6.
Or do we
I didn't use the 4 in race 6. I just played a very, very small, like straightforward pick 4 because I don't want to overthink my ticket too much, and I also don't want to have to spend a ton of time on it because we are live right now. But I just did a 4 in this race, and then the 5 in the next, and then the 6 in the next, and then just 2-5, and it's only $2. So just going very chalky and straightforward. But if I was like playing on my own, I would look at the sequence more and put something a little more sophisticated together.
That didn't sound too confident.
I'm sitting at $12 right now, and that'll be my limit. So I need to decide if I'm.
Oh, so we can't do all. Okay, I got it.
I mean, you can do it. You can do it. Race 6. You guys, sorry, you can chat now. Now I just need to sit with my ticket here.
Well, and that's the thing I was going to say is, as we was kind of still chatting there, is I know I'm not really great at multi-race. I know that that's my weakness. And I'm trying to get better on it. What's the most important thing I would say to anybody out there new to handicapping? If you're trying to improve multi-race, what's the most important thing to do? Is it set a limit? Is it, To
me, it's have an opinion and play accordingly. Because a lot of people are just like, oh, well, this horse could win or this one could win. It's like, sure, absolutely. But it's like, if you really strongly feel that like only one horse, only 1 or 2 horses are going to win a certain race, that's how you want to play that ticket. But I also get I don't want to say a lot of criticism, but a lot of side eyes, I guess, for playing such small tickets. But it's like, if this is my opinion and I know that like I'm not ever going to come up with certain horses, that's how I'm going to play.
People will come down on you for structure. And I think, there's a lot with structure, but I think there's just the mindset of what's your risk versus the value of your ticket. So if you're including a bunch of horses and the ticket is costing whatever, is that a level of risk that you're comfortable taking if it doesn't win? I think is important. And then 2, it's like if you're singling, part of that is how many favorites do you single because is it going to pay out? I don't know. There's a lot. Sometimes, and I think I always try to play against a favorite in more than one race, but at least one race, because if you have the favorites in all the races and they all win, you're most likely going to lose money.
Right.
Well, they're off. Sarah, you want to call this one?
Go, Sarah, go.
All right, we got the 2 in front, Secret Avenger. 4 is pressing from the outside. 6 is sitting from the outside and stalking them. The 1 is coming up the rail a little bit. The 5 is nowhere at all. They went a quarter in 23, which is very fast for Assiniboia. 2 seems pretty comfortable on the lead. The 4 is starting to creep a little bit closer. Positions fairly unchanged so far. 2's getting away here a little bit.
I need that 2 to putter out.
3 is starting to come up on the outside. All right, the 2 is starting to hit a wall.
Hit a
4
wall
is
fast.
coming up. Yeah. Oh no,
Come on,
a
4.
little bit of a rebreak. 4 is kind of hanging. Needs
Come
to
on,
get
4.
there. With more cheering from Bri, might get it done here.
Come on,
Nice
4.
on the outside.
Come on,
Yeah,
4.
4. Come on, 4. Yeah.
Come on, 4.
Drawing away.
Come on, 1. Get the 1 second. Get this.
We're
1.
live in the pick 4. And I'm
And
sweating.
I got the exacta. Yay. All right.
Well, I singled in the pick 4, so I'm alive as well. There we go.
Woo! I did the 4 and 6.
And
I stuck with
I
her.
went 1-2 in StableDuel. How well does that help me out? I don't know.
What? The one was second, right?
Yeah.
So those are some points.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm not last. Yay!
Yay! Or
So-
170th.
So it sounds like race 4 was our sweet spot.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was good.
We got it.
It can only go downhill from here.
Thankfully, there's not that many races left.
We have to go back to see what I can't remember what Jacob. So Jacob's got a try 3-4 over 1-3-4 over 1-3-4-6. Who got third?
I
2.
think it was the 2.
Ah,
Tough.
sorry, Jacob.
Yeah.
I like how he sculpted it. That's helped. Sadness. It happens. I lost my win and my exacta, but we're live in the pick 4. So
Well, the pick 4 will pay more if you're right the rest of the way, hopefully.
Yeah.
should have listened to Jacob over here with the 6 no shot.
I mean,
Oh, this is a good. So Curtis either singles the favorites or fades them completely.
I feel like a lot of people take that approach where it's either you use and you only use them or you get rid of them.
Yeah.
I think it depends on a race to race basis for me or how short of a price that favorite is. Like a Life is Good, I'm only using Life is Good. I'm not taking anybody else with that short of a price. But like a 2-1, if you think the race is a little bit more open, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I'm just looking at this next race. This is going to be very interesting. I think the word is interesting.
Oh, the 4 is pretty too.
Everyone looks so. Oh, the 4 that won. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
That's
take a little
interesting.
booty.
4's pretty.
Send that to Lexington when you retire that one. We'll take that one. Okay, so you're excited for the 5th race here.
No, excitement's not the word. I think more of
You're interested in the 5th race.
confused. Yeah, I think confused is like the nice way to put. I don't know what is going to happen. Because this race is full of very cheap horses.
Uh-oh, Dennis. Michael is dropping some particularly bad news for you. Does that mean that Shoe's doing well? Oh, he's in second in the $25 with 196 points. And he had the winner of the last. Bro, but he did have Mission Reality. And that 5 was pretty far off, no?
Yeah.
Ooh, he's going to lose some points.
Uh-oh, we're going to see how that. Michael, where are you sitting here? So we've got currently in 11th with 157. Where are you guys sitting? Where's everybody sitting in the chat if you're here?
I'm in 44th in the free.
Nice.
And I had the winner in the last.
Okay.
All right.
So
Yeah.
making some moves.
Making some moves. Let's see the free.
I'm 240th, but I had first and second, so definitely making moves.
So here's a good example. So the 4 left hooves who's winning the free ride is also winning the 25. So that's a player that played both contests. So could cash twice.
Yeah.
Like you said, if you do the work.
Do the work.
But did have the 5 in this last race.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
That might hurt a little
Looks
bit.
like Sue might be gated in on him as well.
I love some of these names. Damabo. I suck playing StableDuel. Is that you, Dennis?
That's his name.
If that's not my name, I don't think that's my name, but yeah, no.
Oh no, Michael had the 6 too. It let me down, okay?
Oh.
6 let me down. But don't worry, you've got Colonial tomorrow. I feel like Michael is the GOAT at Colonial, so you can make up for it when you're there.
Colonial was so tough today. I don't know why.
It was tough today. I had a really good year at Colonial, and I think I came in a little boisterous on day one and did not have the same response.
Did y'all see race was it race 7?
$105 winner.
Yeah, that was
Crazy.
Yeah. You had the trifecta.
Who did?
I said if you had the trifecta. Yeah, I did. That's why I came on tonight. You know, Bri saw that. I said, "Oh, I had to try." No,
Yep.
that was impossible.
Oh,
Yeah.
One.
I had Smile Brian in the last for a couple of win dollars. And when I was watching the inquiry, I was like, they don't care about hurting in New York, so I wonder if we care at Colonial, and it turns out we don't. So
I heard
good money.
I saw the chatter.
Yeah.
I gotta put my pick 4 out there.
See, I got torn between 2 horses in the last race at Colonial. I didn't take the 12. That was my bad. So good pick on you though.
Well, it's one of those like New York horses that I follow forever and I lose money on, and I keep betting like an idiot, and then they finally come through. So
yeah, and people say, well, if you use emotions in your betting, that's stupid. No, son. I mean, it's going to pay off at some point. I mean, if you like the horse and kept losing on it, the horse is going to win it sometime.
I don't know about always trusting in that, but it works every once in a while.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I was like, "What is that?" But it's a cat.
So my dog is laying in the chair right here, my OG 12-year-old, and then I guess the cat just got inside, so now he's sitting. His name is Tom Ford, in case anyone wants to know. Tom Ford is sitting in the lap. Okay, so the exact at $3,400 is what race 7 paid, which is Ed. First of all, where does Ed get all these stats is what I want to know. And he's very quick about it. He knew what year the last one paid, which was a little over $1,000 or something. And it's like fire that he gets all this stuff out. But if you don't follow Ed DeRosa on Twitter for his chili dogs that he tweets out on occasion, follow him for his statistics.
And for the food bites and looking like states, the food shaped states or whatever. That's a thing. Yeah. We have a database that we can query, so he can just run whatever and pull it right up. So there's a bunch of different things that if you have all these random questions, that he can just type it into our fancy machine and pull it right up.
I like it. And he's also good on the bourbon choices.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that definitely, yeah.
He's a character.
Okay, so let's go through race 5 real fast. Mm-hmm. So we've got claiming $3,500. Watch out. 6 furlongs. We have a total of 6 horses here. Potentially, 7 horses. Wow, I mean, this is the peak. Got 15-1, 5-1, 30-1, 3-1, 7-5, 8-1, 4-1 morning line. So obviously you had some interesting picks. Sometimes in an Assiniboia card, this is where people would not double up. They might only pick one, or they might skip this race completely just because potentially you have less chance of hitting the board here than you did in the 5 or the 6 horse races. But I'm assuming people picked in here. Who do you have in your StableDuel, Sarah?
So in my StableDuel stable, I have number 2, Warren's Van Gogh. This was the trading horse value plus horse. And that's really the only reason why I went with this one, just because the rest of my stable is very inexpensive. So I had my bigger priced favorites early on because I trusted them a little bit more earlier on in the card. And then I went with some of the price horses later on. So that's the approach I took with this one. No real strong opinion here. I mean, I only used the 5 in my pick 4, but when you get to claimers this cheap, it's kind of just like who's going to show up on that day. So at least with the 5, this one has won 7 times, finished second 7 times. So at least, does some running.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Dennis, who do you have in your winning stable?
I have the 6 Will Knows. I thought out of all the horses, like the 5 and the 4 and all the lower price horses, I thought this was the one that made at least the most amount of sense for the budget. I mean, obviously 8-1, you're going to get good value on any of them, but because this race is so wide open and tough. I looked at the 2 for a long time. This was the race where I knew when I was playing the StableDuel, I'm going to have to take the 1, 2, or 6. If that makes sense.
1, 2, or 6. Those are the ones I did not. I have 4, 3, and 7.
Yeah. I mean, what I meant by that is
no, I got you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
In your StableDuel, yeah. Yeah, I've got 4, 3, 7. I know. Maybe we'll Jacob's the drop. Jacob's our lifer over here. I think we stay through race 5 and then we call it a night and we see how our pick 4s do. So I can tweet from my pillow.
So I can eat leftover pizza is what you mean.
I did.
What happened for me at least.
I asked my other half, I was like, do you mind eating early? Like we need to have dinner at 6 o'clock for this. Hang on. One more race, Jacob. One more race. We got race 5. Then we're getting out of here. 10 minutes. Goodness, 10 minutes to post.
Yep.
10 minutes to post. Freudian slips. Okay. Now I know it's a Freudian slip.
Isn't it Freudian?
Freudian?
It's Freudian. Yeah.
Yeah. Grammar in English was not. It was not my strong suit. I actually was a math and science chick.
I can't do math at all. So
what is a Freudian slip? That's when you do it in innuendo?
Yeah, I think that's when you say something that's inappropriate, but you didn't mean it that way. Or maybe you did subconsciously mean it that way.
Yeah. That's a good explanation of
so
that.
Half of Twitter, but not really because they mean
But they
it.
do mean it, yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
One more for the people. Okay, Jacob's hanging in there. Just today, Colin, and you got a couple more races, but maybe just today. I actually could fully see that happening with you, Dennis.
Hey, it is past my bedtime. No.
It's past my bedtime.
It's definitely past my bedtime. Yeah, we'll stick through this one. We'll see. All right, so live odds we've got number 1, 30-1 was the morning line. 13-1, the 2-horse Warrens Van Gogh, who Sarah liked, 15-1. So pretty much spot on to the morning line odds. The 3-horse American League is currently sitting at 9-2. The 4-horse Freudian Sip is 5-1. 5 Contraband, 3-1. It's gone up a little bit there. The 6-horse Will Knows, 9-1. These are pretty close. But here's your bet down odds. Michael Mundo, the 7 is 8-5. See, I had the 7 as my 3rd place. Maybe I need to bump it up.
It seems like the 7's going to be a slight favorite in the pick 3. The 4 is pretty close, though, and then the 5 would be actually the 3rd choice. So we'll see if that becomes true.
Who do I have in my pick 4? This is my only thing about the particular ADW that I'm betting with is they only show the pick 4, your pick 4 bet on the first race. Like, why wouldn't you just keep showing it?
Yeah.
So I have to go back. Yeah. Very inconvenient. That's all I'm saying. Just the little things. I got the 3 and 4 in my pick 4 in this one.
Oh, so only one of us will survive.
3, 4. Oh man,
Oh.
this is D-Day. American League, and Freudian slip. Yeah, I pulled 7 out. Oh my gosh, I pulled 7 out to bring it back down to because I was afraid to single the next one. This is why you played StableDuel on occasion, guys, because the binary outcome can be very depressing. I'm making my middle move. Oh, that's you. 82nd.
Yeah. I'm getting better.
This is the one time you don't want to do as good. Times 9.
Wow, look at Tom.
Oh, and we got the definition. An unintentional error regarded as revealing subconscious feelings. Ooh,
Okay.
So it's actually deeper. It's deeper than we thought. One time I told somebody that, what did I mean? I kind of meant like, you've got me stressed out. And I said, you've got me all hot and bothered. And the guy was like,
yes.
Like, you're stressing me out. And he's like, yeah, no, not what you did.
I guarantee he was thrilled that you said that.
We had to work through that moment. I like the 3 early scooter long distance. I can do the 3. I have the 3 in my pick 4. Good job, Colin. You can remain on this team. Good luck, Tom.
if it's not me, I hope that it's you. So it better be at least one of us.
I agree with that. Or Jacob, because we like Jacob now. He's like, oh, I know what you're doing. This is my worst StableDuel ever. I'm almost in last.
No.
Well, I mean, we could throw out in place.
I'm trying to figure out why me and Colin like switched. Like I'm doing at least decent, and he's like last. This is not right.
I know what's going to happen if you actually do well in a StableDuel. You can't continue.
You have to play.
Yeah, you can't continue to say that you do so poorly.
So I'm cheering against the 6 this race. No. I mean that's the thing is it's very strange. I don't know why I'm doing so well tonight. I guess just because it's the Assiniboia Downs. I don't know.
You didn't want to embarrass yourself on this live stream with Sarah and I.
Yes, that's what it was actually.
Right.
Yeah. See, I think Bri, you would have let me go with it. Sarah, you'd have said you would have never let me leave that down if I'd have finished last in this tonight.
I hold grudges. You're right.
You just seem like that,
Guilty.
Not meaning that a negative.
Dig the hole.
Digs hole further.
Oh.
All right, 4 minutes to post. They're on the track. Guys, if you're still here, thank you so much. This has been super fun hanging out. We will stay through race 5, pop off. I think we'll probably all be on Twitter for, the rest of the races to a certain extent. So we want to see what your tickets are doing. If you're in the pick 4s, there's obviously a pick 3 that's kicking off right now for 5, 6, and 7. Win, place, and show. We don't care if you do a place and show. We're all about it. Whatever you got. Show us your tickets. Show us your StableDuel. That should be like a new shirt. If you show me, you show me. You know where I'm going. All right. Colin's got the 3 and the 6 here. What do I need? I need the 3 and the 4 here to keep my pick 4 alive. Sarah, you need which one?
The 5.
The 5. And then Dennis has got the 6. Will knows in his StableDuel. And none of us have this freaking 7. So this thing.
Yikes.
Get out of there. Get out of there. The 5. Nice booty on the 5. Contraband.
Great name, too.
Mm-hmm. My old dog just woke up for the first time during this entire live stream. Like, as if she's like just woke up in a ditch after a night out drinking. You're all right. You're here. It's cool.
Are you much of a visual handicapper?
Paper-wise or?
No, like paddock, like looking at the horses and.
Not really. If I'm at the racetrack, like I don't do it in addition to betting necessarily, but if I'm in the paddock, I'll be like, that one looks good. But realistically, half the time, if I'm able to handicap, I can't do all. So I'd say probably not. But I will say, if they look like shite, sometimes I'll fade who I picked. But I also have gotten kind of bitten because something, has a short tail and just doesn't look elegant, and yet the thing can still rip. So,
yeah, that's a good question, Sarah. Just for me, I look at it basically only in 2-year-olds, but that's only if I'm at the track as well, because it's so hard to look at a TV screen. It's so hard to look at a TV screen and say, "Oh, well, that horse looks like he's got a good stride on him." You can't tell.
Yeah.
So that's why sometimes, it's. I don't know about you when it comes to that, but I don't want that bother me as much.
Yeah, I feel like with me, it's there we go. Jacob. With me, it's like my brain can't do both for the same race. Like I need to, like if I look at the race on paper ahead of time, and then you're like, "What do you think in the paddock?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'm already biased. I have no opinion." But if I haven't looked at the race on paper, then it's only just like this one is like really on their toes and well muscled and has like a turf hoof or whatever. Like it's so much easier for me to just do one or the other, and putting them together, it's like there's something broken in my brain and I just can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
My only, if they get super lathered in the paddock, I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there is sea foam on the neck, I'm a no-go. If it's happening in the post parade, I can kind of, but if it happens as early as the paddock, I'm out.
See, I think my biggest scratch on that is just an example of being there again. It's why it's so hard to tell on TV. There was one time a Del Roman's horse, and it was dropping from 40,000 to 8,000 bottom. And this horse, you could have said this was a penguin because it was waddling in the paddock. It looked like in the back legs. I'm out. I don't care about this horse. And that's the hard thing about watching TV and trying to determine something like that is you can't tell the small details.
Yeah.
Yeah, lather panic, but yeah, I don't like to see them. When we worked for the ownership group and they would get super worked up as owners, I remember everybody was just, there's the race. So I kind of learned it there. If you're an owner and you think your horse has no shot because it lathered as a handicapper, I'm like, okay, next.
Yeah. I think one like major negative is if they break through the gate, then I'm like, cancel. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
No. All set.
What about putting a foot on top and then you still stick with it and then it putters out?
Oh, you're talking about the Half Horse last race. Oh.
I mean, it sucks if you're already locked into a multi and that happens,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, we're 0 minutes to post race 5. This is the last one we're sticking around for. You got some value again in this one. So the 1 is 24 to 1, 2 sitting at 18 to 1 current odds, 3 9 to 2, 4 7 to 2, 5 5 to 2. Your 6 is 9 to 1, and the 7 bet down from 4 to 1 is currently 9 to 5. So none of us have the 7 in our mix. We need the 3, 4, the 2, the 3, the 4, or the 6 between the 3 of us.
I need the 5.
Oh, the 5. So you're not 2. The 3, the 4, the 5, and the 6. There we go.
Yeah.
Contraband.
Yeah. All I did was just a win place bet on the 6, so I could have him run second and y'all still win, and everybody be happy.
That's so considerate.
I'm sticking with my pick 4. That'll be the end of my bets tonight, I think. Well, I have $2.
I was going to say, you're up for the night, right?
Well, not after this. Depending on the pick 4.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Depending on the pick 4.
Well, I mean, the stakes race, who's your all's top pick in that race?
Yeah, there we go. We can give that.
I went with the Diodoro horse, the 6.
6, 5,000, 85, back to back. Now on the outside, not value play. First off the claim, early speed. Hard not to love. I was between the 4 and the 6, which are both Diodoros, both invaders, if you will. Mm-hmm. And I think speed fig wise, it's hard not to go with the 6. So I'm with Sarah on that one.
Huh, interesting. I went to the local horse. I went to Brody Street. I just like how the horse is consistently winning and, you know, can run a mile, can run short, just likes winning. But that's just, I know the 6 is going to be tough, though.
Actually, I'm going back. I'm going back to the 4. So I've got the last race, which was on Sloppy, which is a huge drop in speed figure compared to everything else it's done at Oaklawn Park. So I think I had the 4 over the 6, at least in the Diodoros. I don't know. Do they have live odds they're showing? They're in the gate here.
Who's calling this race?
Dennis, I think you
guess
can
it's
close
me.
these out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. It looks like there's 2 back.
Thanks, Frank, for sticking with us.
Yeah, thanks for hanging with us, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was fun.
Me too on the 6 and 4. Someone used to call me, oh, Clancy. I'm going to call you Clancy now.
I used to work with a Clancy.
There you go. Call it out, Dennis.
I'm watching on TVG, so I might be behind. And they're off, and there's a lot of bumping inside between Warren's Van Gogh, American League, and Freudian Slip. But off to the lead is Contraband. Sitting second is Michael Mundo. Up the rail comes Joville Destiny. And coming off the bump break is Freudian Slip. About 3 lengths back to Will Knows. Also there is American League. And last is Warren's Van Gogh. Down the backstretch they go. You got Contraband with a 1.5 length lead over Freudian Slip, who's moved up into second over Michael Mundo. You go about 3 lengths back to the 1, Joville Destiny, and there with Will Knows starting to pick up a little bit of ground. American League sitting off of that one, and last is Warren's Van Gogh. Quarter up in 23 and 3, half up here in a second. The 5, Contraband, looks like he's doing it easy. He's doing it pretty easy right now as Freudian Slip is being worked upon to go chase him. Michael Mundo is back in third and slowing down. Contraband starting to be asked now as Freudian Slip is trying the game, but Contraband has been confiscated to the winner's circle, and Contraband 3-1 winner.
Sarah's live. She's going to carry us through this pick 4.
There you go.
Let's hope. Although in StableDuel, my horse just finished last, so yikes.
Yeah.
But
multi-race StableDuel, you know.
You got to win one.
You got to win one. Hey, race
Thanks,
call, by the way. Hold on.
That call was good stuff.
Even though you were more delayed than both Sarah and I, we enjoyed hearing it from you. Times at great calls. Sarah is always right, for sure. Matt, thank you for tuning in. You're coming on one of these. Sorry, bud. Great work tonight. Okie dokie, still here. Love it. Lots of fun. All right, guys. There's two more races, right? Yeah, 2 more races at Assiniboia Downs. Good luck. And yeah, hit us all up on Twitter. You know where we are. Have a great night. Thanks for tuning in.